Fall in, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again. You're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good? Back at it with another one. I truly have to come speak on a matter that's out here for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? First of all, salute to everyone who's in the live chat to support WCS, man. Truly salute you. And be sure to hit the thumbs up button, share the content, and subscribe to the channel. If you already subscribed, just pass the word to others who hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Let them know to drop through, pull up, whatever the case may be. I want to talk about this boxing news. You know, when it comes down to it, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And when your name is out here in the media, that means you're a big deal. And the lightweight division right now is a huge shift of understanding is going on. That shift of understanding is the fact that individuals are not willing to recognize a champion when they see one. And there shouldn't be that much bias, man. You shouldn't make it about the biasness, because I'm telling you, if Devin Haney was in Teofimo Lopez's position, people will be ranting, raving about he's the next Floyd Mayweather. He did this better than Floyd. He did that better than Floyd. Ooh, rah, hey, hey. What it do? I get it. I get it. But listen, since I have a platform and a voice, my understanding is to let it be known that though some of you all, it's just tough. It's just absolutely difficult for you to just understand what you're looking at. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, you gotta hold yourself accountable outside of the mirror. If you have to look at yourself for what you clearly see in front of you, come on, man. You're just trying to look for angles to say, nah, this can't be happening. This ain't the way it's supposed to be. Devin Haney boxing record is marginal compared to the last three opponents Teofimo Lopez has fought. The lightweight division is amazing right now. The lightweight division is amazing. But when I hear segues on here, right? Media segues continue to speak as if Teofimo Lopez did not earn his last three opponents. From 2019 all the way to 2020, you're trying to act like the man did not earn his position to be recognized, people. Just like WCS. I should be recognized for boxing and MMA. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I have to cut it down the middle and let y'all know that Teofimo, don't be acting like boxing is about morals and principles, y'all, when it comes to Teofimo. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Don't be trying to talk to me as if boxing is all about the saints. You know what I'm saying? How long has this sport been around the game, man? But people up here now, they're shifting tides, okay? Now you want to act like, okay, the hurt business that's been around for this long period of time, now we're going to insert principles into it, morality and all this shit. Who's good, who's bad? Boxing has always been the bad. It's a full contact sport. It's always been about the trash talking and the bravado. If I have a conversation with some of you cats, you're going to mention certain fighters that you like from the past, right? And you're going to appreciate that shit. But then you turn back around now and act like the same way you appreciated that fighter back then, you're not doing it for a certain fighter because he may not be black. I know it's a lot of people out here pushing for Devin Haney to be in a certain position. But as my people, God damn it, I demand some shit too. I demand some shit too. Not only for myself, but I demand some shit from Devin Haney to go out here and get and earn his respect in the lightweight division. That's what I demand. I don't care what role you think I don't play. I don't want to ever see, especially my people, running from the back, trying to make excuses as to why they should be in the front. If you deserve to be in the front, then make your way up to the front then. By all means necessary, get to where you can make the calls and make the decisions to properly place yourself in the lead. If you cannot do that, then you will be considered as one of those individuals that's always pulling up from the rear. It doesn't matter how many voices that you get up here. It doesn't matter how many platforms that Bill Haney shows up on. The fact still remains that Javier Fortuna is not the fight we want to see. It is absolutely not the fight we want to see, people. Connor, what's good? What's good? Tom Brown, salute. That is not the fight we want to see at lightweight. I'm keeping that shit as honest as I possibly can. It's not the fight we want to see. We don't want to see no goddamn Javier. If Teofimo Lopez doesn't get the Kambosos fight, then guess what? I hope he turns around and fight Haney. It ain't got shit to do with Hayden. But what I'm hearing around here, people want to act like ain't nobody called somebody a bitch before. Man, you know how many bitches been called in boxing? You know how many damn words has been exchanged at the weigh-ins and the face-off? Man, this shit has been going on for history like a Rolodex. All you have to do is just tune in. That shit has been here forever and a day. So if Devin Haney wants to put himself on a higher pedestal, let's exclude the presence of the YTBC and look and scrub his resume. His resume does not add up to that of a Teofimo Lopez. You cannot continue to demean or devalue the appraisal for which Teofimo has beat a fighter who was ranked ahead of him and Masayoshi Nakatani, and then went on to fight Richard Comey and the same shit we already know. The top pound for pound Vasil Lomachenko. You cannot ignore the fact, man. It don't matter how many channels. It doesn't matter if you pop on 30 motherfucking channels and they all persuade themselves to support the same narrative. Me, you can't sit up here and say you're a leader or anything when you have someone influence you to say, well, I know this shit is not absolutely the truth, but this is what I want you to put out there. If I have enough people collectively talking the same thing, then I can get them on board. That's called lies. That shit is lies. You're not really educating yourself and others on the sport of boxing. All you're doing is just saying, you know what? I don't want to like it. I want to support Team Haney. But then it goes outside of boxing. Aren't we here to support the performance? We're here to support the performance. We're not out here to say, let me get with everybody in the private group chat and see what we can talk about to kind of build up this fight. So your narrative is gonna be that Teofimo is lying about sending the contract. Who cares if he didn't send the contract? Who cares? He has a mandatory. Why the fuck are you not understanding that the IBF enforces mandatories? Did you not see what happened with Canelo and Triple G? Did you not see what Sergey Derevyanchenko was able to get 2 slots of the IBF? Did you not see that shit? Why y'all acting like Teofimo's mandatory is not in void all because you pushing the fight? You want to push for a fighter if you compare yourself to someone that is great. Mine, the way I do things, the way I feel, and how I compete in life, I have to do enough outside within myself to be able to measure up to that individual. Me, when I figured that I've done everything in my possible will to be up there on the same shoulder, abreast of that individual, and I still can't get it done, then I'm content with capitulating and saying, you know what, I just don't have it. But this is not the case with Devin Haney. This isn't the case. Now, I commend the hard work and salute that Bill Haney does going from freaking channel to channel. I salute that shit. But what I cannot salute as a man in general, as a man within my own encapsulated integrity, I cannot sit up here and shake my head and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and push this narrative just to build Devin Haney up to be the best lightweight out here and all this other shit, and Teofimo's ducking him. How can a man, right? How can you say a man is ducking you, but he went out hunting and was able to bring home 3 heads on his mantle that was ranked higher than anybody on your resume, bro. How is that possible? To say you're the hunter when he actually went out there and hunted and brought back 3 of the top rated heads on his mantle. I can understand, goddamn it, why Teofimo Lopez feel the way he feel. He don't want to get no hands out. Man, that's the way I am in life. I'm like, man, don't give me shit. Let me earn this motherfucker, man. Let me earn it. Let me earn it. Some people don't like asking people for shit. They just want their actions to speak up. I understand where T.O.'s coming from when he said, hey, they just want the easy fight. They want to come in through the door and get the big fight with me when they ain't fought nobody to get to the damn front door. They want to pretend just because they're at the window, I'm supposed to give them attention, crack it up, say, hey, what you want? Okay, I know. You don't have to throw pebbles on my window every time that you pass by. Just pass by the crib, keep it moving. You don't have to stop, get out, throw pebbles on my window and say, hey, man, we're going to fight. We're going to fight, man. Give me the opportunity, dog. You know it's cool, man. I ain't mean that shit about sparring, bro. I ain't mean that shit, bro. You know, it's just boxing talk, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're just sparring. But, man, we need this fight, man. Me and you. Let's make this bread. Let's break bread, dog. Let's make it together. Let's make it together. That's what we do. Let's do that shit. I can't respect that in combat sport. I can't respect that in life, man. Seriously, I can't respect it, man. I can't respect people ignoring the fact that Devin Haney's record is marginal compared to the last 3 opponents. And not long ago, we were hearing people on here talking about T.O. ain't fought nobody. He ain't did shit. He ain't did that. But yet, like I said before, when you are in a position, you have this huge damn optic, a look in the head, and you have this grand name that people compare you to, Floyd Mayweather Jr. You have this grand name. People are providing similarities. You have to measure up through action. You have to measure up through performance. You cannot measure up off the YTBC. The YTBC can get up here and push a damn narrative and dress it up any old kind of way they feel like any time of the day. But don't come up here talking about, oh, well, he didn't send no contracts and that's fucked up. Or he called Deontay Wilder a bitch. Man, men talk shit all the time. What the fuck are y'all talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You trying to hold him accountable for talking shit? When did calling a man in boxing, and you know I fuck with Deontay Wilder. This has nothing to do with him. I'm just saying the individuals that act like no other fighter has talked shit to another fighter. You act like that shit is non-existent. It is translucent. You never even witnessed the shit in here. What the fuck are you crying about? Do you support the sport as a hardcore? Or are you a damn temporary? Which one is it? Because last time I checked, the hardcore fans know that boxing has a lot of trash talkers in its time, right? So when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, comparable to Devin Haney, he walked the walk, man. He went up there and low crawled. He went up there and took the tougher opposition. Why are you not understanding that is the respect in a contact sport? What am I missing when I'm holding you all accountable? You can't sit up here and say, oh, it's a sin. It's a sin what Teofimo did. It's a sin. He's capping on the contracts. He's talking about this with Deontay. He's got an ego. Listen to me, people. Listen. Hear from somebody who had more people show hate for the words I didn't say. When I was coming up and everything I did, I tried to hold myself. I held myself accountable first. When I was out running bikes and I used to roll solo all the time, I was out there practicing on my own. So when I do pull up on somebody and it's for a bundle, now I know what the fuck I got going on. But I had to get out there myself and practice and practice and practice. I can't sit up here and have others keep on vouching for me. So when I found out I was pretty damn good at what I was doing, I had a little bit of swagger. You know, it was trash talking. Because I wanted to let them know, well, I can play the role and act like I'm scared, but I'm trying to get the most money out this shit. Teofimo Lopez being all braggadocious and look, he walking around here like he brand new. And he should act like he motherfucking brand new. Teofimo should talk shit every damn time that he is befriended by a microphone. He should. Teofimo should be talking as much shit as possible. Because no other fighter in his weight class that's vying, I'm talking about competing for those straps, no other fighter's got shit to say. Because he didn't impede or fuck off any other fighter. He fought the best. He fought a fighter that was ranked ahead of him. He was not even champion when he fought Nakatani. It was an IBF eliminator. He eliminated Nakatani from the picture and then smashed Richard Comey. What else do you want the man to do? He comes back in 2020 during the pandemic and fight on free TV, and the fight is viewed 4 million plus. Where Vasil Lomachenko was being people was just watering. People was just serenading, giving him all the motherfucking praise of going into this fight, guaranteeing he was going to go in there and win. The Matrix could do no fucking wrong. The shit was plugged in. Red pill, blue pill. It don't fucking matter. He's the Matrix. Teofimo's not ready. Teofimo's this. He talk a lot. Well, he's gonna get knocked down, to size right now. Vasil's just too much. He's a 2-time gold standard Olympian. He's just too much for Teo. And then the second round came. I'm like, ching ching. Third round, cha-ching. I'm saying, damn, my money making money. Fourth, fifth round, cha-ching, cha-ching. Sixth round, cha-cha-cha-cha-ching. I'm like, okay, let me say this. Should I say he the top pound for pound? He got to start fighting sooner or later. He has to start fighting sooner or later, people. He has to. So he starts up. He starts getting his hands going. Boom. He start coming on strong. All right. And I'm saying, Teo, you got this. Teo, he's good. Goddamn, Lomachenko should have some energy. He ain't did shit the entire first half of the fight. He was stifled. You know what I'm saying? Whatever offensive strategy he had, he couldn't make it happen. Boom. Pick up the titles. The man's breaking down in tears. His pop. Junior over there, all the hard work he's been talking about for years. People, I remember when people was telling me that Teo's dad was crazy. They didn't know I supported Teo, but they was telling me, oh, well, Teo, his dad is out of his motherfucking mind. Same shit they say about Danny Garcia, dad, Angel. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. He's just reckless. He's talking all that shit, blah, blah, blah. Then that motherfucker came to fruition. Came to fruition in the worst way. IBF world champion. 15 fights. Still talking shit in the media, calling Lomachenko a bitch. Why are you not talking about that shit? This man called Vasil Lomachenko before they fought a bitch several times and said he was a prima donna. Why isn't the YTBC speaking about when he called Vasil Lomachenko a bitch, another fighter? How you gonna come up here and just stick to one subject? Oh, Teofimo called a European fighter or a neighboring fighter that's white, call him a bitch, but that's okay. But he called another fighter that was black. That's a problem. How many times do we call one another bitch ass niggas, huh? So I don't want to hear this fuckboy shit where you want to latch on and say Teofimo Lopez, he's calling somebody a bitch. This is a damn rough sport. This is a hurt business. This is where motherfuckers draw down with their hands and square up. While we out here pushing narratives and talking about what Teofimo said out his fucking mouth. The man fought 3 tough opponents and got this shit done. Leave him the fuck alone. If Devin Haney want that clout and he want that juice, Devin Haney got to fight a common opponent. Because you still going to be behind. You're not going to listen to me. You're not going to listen to me, but I'm trying to tell you from somebody who led on the highest level. You ain't going to listen to me. You're going to stay in place. You're going to stay in place because you're not sure of how to maneuver yourself to a better position to the point where you can be in the lead. Or you might not have confidence in jumping the 40 before Teofimo Lopez. You might not be comfortable. It may be something that's going on physically or mentally that you're not confident in moving up to 140 just yet. So you want to make sure you be able to ignite that stick of dynamite like Teofimo Lopez, and then take that explosion and take that momentum and carry forward over to the 140-pound division. So this is what you're trying to do. You want to fight with Teofimo Lopez before you leave 135 pounds because you have the other strap that's been diluted by Mauricio Suleiman. So therefore, you get the fight. You get the fight, right? This one freaking fight. Let's just say at the end of the day, you win. Let's just say that. Teofimo Lopez is still going to be considered the undisputed champion in lightweight. I don't care what anybody else has to say about what's on paper. The title is being diluted just like the WBA sanctioning body straps themselves. You're going to have to pay attention to the change, to the amendments that is going on in boxing. I mentioned this before. All these fucking belts that you used to praise off the old guard are changing ranks now. Once again, all these belts that you understand off the old guard, which I grew up off of, they're changing ranks, people. Why? Because you have sanctioning bodies that's up here being able to do what the fuck they want to do. They're able to do what the fuck they want to do. Whenever Mauricio want to create a new belt, he does it. He want to come up with the front line, back line, sideline belt he can. He want to come up with a BLM special edition limited 2021. He can. He can come up with anything and everything he want to do. It doesn't freaking matter because he can do it. Long as the sanctioning body is able to do what the fuck they want, I'll continue to get on here and say, well, do y'all not see the change that's going on? The old guard is amending their standard operating procedures and changing ranks. They're changing ranks. The ranks is for which the belt and the superiority that belt used to have over others. The hierarchy. The shit is changing. For individuals to continue to think about who had the WBC back in the day. And I'm trying to explain to you, educated human beings, that when it gets to a point in your life when you're making changes as an adult and something's not working out for you, what do you have to do? You have to improvise and change and overcome and move on to something else. You just don't stay in a situation that's not conducive to you as a human being. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit. You have to make changes. Not Devin Haney's fault. Nobody wants to fight him, bro. He has tried to get the big fight, so why hold that against him? I'm not sure what I'm holding against Devin Haney. My thumbnail said Masayoshi Nakatani. Masayoshi Nakatani. Felix Verdejo was in the rankings. Masayoshi Nakatani been in the rankings. If he was recovering from an injury, no one can make the fight with Masayoshi Nakatani before he stepped in with Felix Verdejo. Because from what I understood, Nakatani was giving Teofimo Lopez all the fits, right? He was giving them all the fits. Couldn't get the former champion Richard Comey before he was signed with Jackson Mariñez to fight. Because this is where I call bullshit on that. If you're able to scoop up Gamboa and pay him all that money, you can't scoop up no other common opponent than Teofimo Lopez? Because last time I checked, right, Teofimo fought once in 2020. I'm not here to hear the pity party about nobody will fight Devin Haney. Plenty of people fight Devin Haney. It's just all about them pricing themselves out. From what I heard, Lomachenko offered them, what, $2 million? They didn't want to take it. You going to make it about money, or you going to make it about legacy? Which one are you going to make it about? Money or legacy? Legacy is the Floyd Mayweather. They're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. That is the bar that's being set. They're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. So in order for you to be compared to Floyd Mayweather, you have to understand that the magnitude that's ahead of you, you have to go out here and start competing and making that money and becoming a cash cow and becoming popular in the sport. You have to become popular to start, placing yourself in a position so people have to pay to be in the ring with you. You have to put yourself in that position. So speaking of somebody like Teofimo Lopez, who they wasn't giving very little credit to, why can't Teofimo Lopez use the same thing? Nobody's trying to fight him. I think that that's a no-go with me, man. I respect it, but no. I'm tired of hearing all this other stuff that's going on with nobody to fight Devin Haney. He scooped up Javante's leftovers. He couldn't find nobody else that was coming off. If he's trying to get a fight with Teofimo Lopez, you couldn't find anybody else to scoop up in comparison to who Teofimo's already stepped in the square with. You could not find anyone besides Yuriorkis Gamboa, who's 39 years old, December 23rd of 2020, coming off a knockout December 2019. By Gervonta Davis in the 12th round. You couldn't find another common opponent. BS, man. Bob Arum checked T.O. already. Hey, T.O. not deciding his next move. I partially disagree because Bob Arum is inconsistent in where he's trying to go with his comments. His comments really waver back and forth, man, like a church fan. Shit, sometimes you get the good breeze, sometimes you don't. Seriously, I mean, I respect him. I do. I respect him, but he's not consistent. They both have mandatories, but they really want to fight each other. They can make it happen. So let me get this straight. Devin Haney has a mandatory that calls out another champion. Let me get this straight. The talk that's out there already is that Ryan Garcia was talking with Gervonta Davis prior to his ring walk out to the ring. So therefore, he had no intentions of facing Devin Haney. So therefore, on the post-fight, where did he mention Devin Haney? At the back end? Just like that girl do. When the girl do when you try to holler at this girl and shit, and you find out you in the friend zone. You're not really somebody she's just goddamn, want to be close to and potentially may have a relationship with. No, it's just somebody, you just keep them at this. Okay, you're a friend. All right, we're going to go do what we want to do. It's all good. He mentioned Devin Haney at the last of the, you my homeboy, but I ain't going to hang out with you. I don't want to dance with you in the ring right now. I want to go over here to Gervonta Davis. I ain't trying to fight Devin Haney. The reason why Ryan Garcia ain't trying to fight Devin Haney, because he's not a ticket seller like that. No matter what you say, he's not there yet. And the reason why he's not there in comparison to Floyd Mayweather is because his resume is a paper plate. What's going on, Jay Blues? How you feel, bro? J.A. say what he said he was sending the contracts, though. He is just quiet. He knew he had mandatory. Man, I don't know why y'all stuck on these contracts. Real talk. What does that have to do with him facing a common opponent? The last top three opponents Teofimo's face. Him capping about a contract. Man, people can go up here and say what the fuck they want. Is boxing ever based off the principles of honesty and integrity? Like, come on, man. Do boxers have prerequisites before they lace up gloves? Let's do a background check first, okay? I just want to do a background check with you. So we have a total of 50 questions, and we just want to ensure that we get the best human being possible to step in the square and perform. You know what I'm saying? We want very quality individuals competing in our sport. So we have to do a background check. So have you ever been locked up? Ever been confined, probation? Have you ever stolen anything? Have you ever lied? Cheat? You ever used profanity? You've been automatically disqualified. Maybe you can go fight on the lower tier, the YMCA, and see if they're hiring down there. But on this level, professional boxing, no, you don't. You're not a good fit for us. Okay, it's not personal. Asian Math, what's good, man? Salute to you. Hey, I love to hear the FACTS come out. I love the people to say facts all over. The fact still remains, if not, does Devin Haney has a paper plate resume? Drop that in the comments. Does he or does he not have a paper plate resume compared to Teofimo Lopez? Teofimo's last three opponents. Teofimo last three opponents. You trying to tell me you can't do 1/3? Devin Haney can't do 1/3? You can't find 1/3, just one. You couldn't get your people on there. Hey, in order for us to make this fight interesting, why don't we go out here and fight one of the last three opponents that Teofimo's faced? Nobody's talking about contracts and what Teofimo said and all this other shit. Teofimo Lopez is a unified champion. He took the hard route. That shit was rigorous. He went in there with some damn tough ass opponents that none of them are on Devin Haney's record. But y'all still out here trying to compare as if Teofimo, if I was Teofimo, I'll look at y'all like y'all crazy too. If I went through Nakatani, Richard Comey, and Vasil Lomachenko, I will be looking at y'all crazy too. I would say, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Were y'all in the ring when I faced these three individuals? That was top 10. Were y'all in the freaking ring? If you wasn't in the ring, then don't sit up here and try to rain on my parade. Because goddamn it, I did that shit and it was hard work. Fight camp after fight camp, and I got the shit done with a dub. I put away and I got the shit done. Seneca J in the building. What's good? Listen to that, Kano. I respect it, but I disagree, man. We're not going through this. Nobody wants to fight Devin. What is he presenting? What is his resume? What is the red flag? All these people just want to jump on. Are y'all going to be here when he take his first L? I want all y'all to return that saying this same anthem. Jump back on my live chat and say, well, see what had happened. At that time, I did have faith. I know my heart felt a little warm. I mean, I really had that tingling sensation that he was going to go in there and beat Teo. Just like I had when Lomachenko stepped in there. But I didn't think Teofimo Lopez would come out like he did. I didn't think he would be as quick. I think the power would register the way it did. I didn't think he'd do Devin Haney as dirty like that. Devin Haney wants to step in there with somebody like Teofimo Lopez when he don't have no one that Teofimo last three opponents on his resume. He don't have anybody like Teo on his resume. But y'all saying this. Some of y'all, not all, some of y'all saying this. Well, that's why he want to fight with Teo. But y'all trying to tell me y'all don't understand what Teofimo Lopez is saying though? If he the one who took the hard road and picked up the pot of gold, why are you thinking he's supposed to separate that shit, measure it, weigh it, and say, you know what? Let me be a philanthropist because I'm all about giving, and go give Devin Haney his shot without doing what I was able to do. Devin was ducked by Loma. Now T.O.'s ducking him. TJ, man, you're hilarious, TJ. That's hilarious. Man, believe me, it's better for me to laugh than to turn on the stove. You know what I'm saying? This shit is hilarious. Y'all still thinking, y'all still believe that Lomachenko ducked Devin and Devin was his mandatory? Show me the paperwork. What Devin was mandatory. TL goes out here in the spurts of 3 top 10 opponents, and it's considered, in your terminology, ducking. That is absolutely comedic. TJ, one thing I want you to do, just ensure yourself, right? Just stay close. Because when this fight happens, I will be right here. And I definitely want to have you on the panel for the first time. You have an invitation, my friend. RSVP. So we can talk about the aftermath. When you say they don't want that boxing lesson. So you acting like now Teofimo Lopez can't box. He went in there with the best boxer there, TJ. Considered the high tech, the matrix. Why would they plug him in and give him the terminology of matrix there, TJ? Why? No explanation needed. It's a rhetorical question. But I'm saying, why would they place that label on him? Because he was a boxer, right? He's a 2-time gold standard Olympian. So therefore, he was going in there with Teofimo Lopez with 8% of the mainstream media commentators going for Vasyl Lomachenko. They was going for Vasyl. So you trying to tell me every time Devin Haney fails to get a top name? Let's start. Okay, forget Javier Fortuna. Sweep him. Sweep. Oh, Lomachenko. Well, Lomachenko, he avoided Devin Haney. He became the franchise bell holder. Even though whoever was in the tournament wasn't promised to get Lomachenko. I repeat, whoever was in that failed WBC catastrophe wasn't promised to get Vasyl Lomachenko. Let's be clear. So moving on, Vasyl Lomachenko, should I put up the receipts? Because Ness just asked him, when you was with Bob, did you talk about Vasyl Lomachenko? No, we don't want Vasyl. He said we don't want him. Bill said we don't want him. Who you want then? You want T.O.? Okay. Here, they want T.O. They still chasing down T.O. And then turn around, Ryan Garcia gets dropped, and then Team Haney jumps. They everywhere. Team Haney jumps over there. We want Ryan Garcia now. Ryan Garcia say, well, I want to fight Gervonta Davis. Oh, shit, we want Javier Fortuna. Let's give us Javier. No, I don't want no Lomachenko. Want T.O. T.O. ain't available. Get rid of T.O. Who's next? Ryan Garcia? Okay, he got dropped. Okay, shit, we want Ryan Garcia. No say, senor. We don't want to fight Devin Haney. We want to fight Gervonta Davis. How can your mandatory call out another champion? How can you be the champion and your mandatory call out a different champion? How can your mandatory call out a different champion? The lack of respect. They don't want a boxing lesson facts at TJ. Kano, it's not facts, bro. What are y'all abusing that word for? You know what? I'm about to put this facts on my my word list, because y'all abusing that shit. Y'all are abusing FACTS, abusing it. You all are abusing that word. Facts, TJ. Facts, Kano. Facts, TJ. Facts, Kano. Man, that shit, I can make a damn hook off that shit, dog. It ain't facts, man. Lomachenko ducked Haney. And so did Fortuna. And now so is Ryan. Okay, everybody's ducking. So therefore, it basically bleeds over to what I said. What did I say? Haney should move up to 140. He can't find fights down here in accordance to what I'm reading. For you all, he can't find fights. So he should move up to 140, like I said. Get off the WBC belt because nobody will face him because they've been talking about moving up anyway. So if you're leaders, you do what leaders do. You make a decision. You make a decision. You allow people to see that you're able to make decisions without waiting and being reactive on people. So go to 140. You get some work up there. Go to 140. If he's being ducked by everybody, go to 140. You're not restricted. It's no freaking force field keeping you from going to 140. It's no probationary period. It's no paperwork. Per TJ and Kano, no one wants to fight him. He's being ducked. Go up to 140 where you can find competition. That's all you got to do. It's that easy. Because you ain't trying to fight no Nakatani. My boy Nakatani is right there. Nakatani, hey, Devin Haney goes in there and fight Nakatani, is going to build up the fight that much more. Because it's a common tough opponent of Teofimo Lopez. Y'all can't continue to say who is Nakatani before Teo faced him. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we say that. Who was Nakatani? He was an undefeated 18-0. He was ranked higher than Teofimo Lopez. The only loss on Nakatani's record is from Teo. So the narrative was, oh man, Nakatani gave Teofimo trouble. Oh man. He's not as good. He got exposed. But then Nakatani exposes Felix Verdejo. Oh, no, they're going to say Felix Verdejo was like on his second or third comeback. He had a motorcycle accident. They're not going to take in consideration Nakatani was down twice. Came back to rally to stop. All because they want to set up a potential fight with the one that cannot get anybody to step in the ring with him. And this is how crazy it is, right? Why I can't respect that FACTS shit when it comes to this topic, right? Because no one wants to fight him in you all's narrative. But yet, a lower caliber fighter like Yorkis Gamboa goes full 12 rounds. But you said Teo's ducking him and Facile is ducking him. But both of those fighters are ranked higher than Alfredo Santiago and what's his name? Saur Abdullayev. See, I don't even be able to know the dude's name. They stepped in the ring with him. He just came off decision with Alfredo Santiago before he picked up the fight with Gamboa. What are we talking about? A boxing lesson. He went the distance. Oh, hold up. Okay, hold up. We're talking about, we're going to put the anthem on and spin the record and say, well, when you got Teofimo, when you got a fighter that's like the dream that don't lose a round, you know what I'm saying? And we out here, we out here doing what we want to do, and we're the best, and we're the greatest at what we do. Devin, he don't lose a round in there. So you're gonna have people this don't want to step in there, with Devin. But we know what it is. We here to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? We here to fight anybody. I believe it. You here to fight the Zaru Abdullahevs. You hear the fight the Alfredo Santiago's that's 12-0. You hear the fight the Gamboa's has been on the canvas 15 times. Yeah, you hear the fight those individuals. FACTS. That ain't personal, man. It's just boxing talk, man. Lomachenko ducked Haney, and so did Fortuna, and now so is Ryan, because Ryan is also a mandatory, but he don't want to fight. It's hilarious, bro. You can say it's not Haney's fault, man. Look, I could care less what's Haney's fault. I'm talking about what is his fault. His fault is his paper plate resume. That is his fault. I haven't read further down to see if anybody agreed with his resume. I hear fault is not his fault, but whose fault is it that you have more fights than Teofimo Lopez and your resume is not up to par, but yet you compare it to Floyd Mayweather? We need to get this straight. We need clarity. It's like 8 fighters at 130-35 that was smash Loma. Why haven't they did it, J8? That's what I'm saying. If they can smash Lomachenko, why did he just suffer only his second loss from Orlando Salido all the way up to when he fought Teofimo Lopez? It has to be somebody up there for 130-35 that could have got the shit done. How many years has it been in his second professional fight before he took another loss in 2020? Man, come on, bro. I'm gonna hook y'all up. Mitch in the building, what's good? I'm gonna hook y'all up, dog. I'm gonna put facts on the ban list in this motherfucker, dog. I'm gonna put facts on the ban list. Ain't gonna try to walk up in here and put facts. That shit ain't gonna register, goddammit. Because y'all abusing the word. Man, I ain't talking about that, Jay. I'm definitely not going to give too much emphasis on Javier Fortuna, man. Come on. I don't care who turned down the fight. Javier Fortuna is not a Nakatani. Javier Fortuna is not a Richard Comey. And he's definitely not a damn Vasil Lomachenko. Who cares if they turn down the fight? Who is Javier Fortuna for me to waste too much oxygen on trying to prove that he would have been a worthy opponent for Devin Haney in the company of Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko? I heard that, Jay Blue. I heard they was talking about, Javier, but look, I don't put emphasis on Javier for somebody who's seen him fight. I seen him quit against Adrian Granados. I'm moving on. I seen him in person quit. Fortuna already quit in the ring. Yeah, just like I said. I seen the man quit. So you want me, the same thing I say about Charles Martin. Charles Martin took a dive against Anthony Joshua in 2 rounds. He took a motherfucking dive for the paycheck. So after Devin washed Fortuna, then what will we say? Fight Nakatani, Comey, Loma, right? J8, man. Be better. Come on. Look at the names that you put Fortuna in the company of. He doesn't rate to be in that company right now. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just because Devin Haney go ahead and defeat Fortuna, that's supposed to catapult him into the good graces for a shot. I'm saying I'm comparing resumes. If you want to put that narrative in there, none of you all are basically emphasizing who I have on my thumbnail. My thumbnail is Masayoshi Nakatani. Wakata. Wakata Masen. I'm speaking the truth. If not seeing the truth, I can't help that. Look, one thing I can do, Kano, I can read lowercase and I can read uppercase. I don't know why people change cases to emphasize points. Whatever you say, it's going to be read the same way, regardless if it's in uppercase or lowercase, bro. This is just boxing talk. Why would he fight Nakatani? Again, he has 2 mandatories. One is Ryan, who's trying to face Gervonta Davis, and the other is Fortuna. And we know Ryan said no. Fortuna. Fortuna is a name that just popped out when Fortuna's manager or promoter met up with Bill on TBV and they up there talking. It wasn't like this shit was in the talks. How Fortuna name is coming up. You know what? Okay.
In sparring or whether it be in a fight. Then you done witness greatness. That's what Devin is. We're willing to fight anybody.
When is your son finally going to fight some top competition? Or do you plan to keep protecting his own like you've been doing? Thank you, Jeff.
When we got Santiago, he was ranked in the organization. Now you talk about a world of fighters, and then you talk about being ranked, right? Coming up the ladder up the top 25, right? The bottom 25 didn't want to fight Devin, and the top 25 didn't want to fight Devin. So for us, it's all just one and the same.
I don't know what y'all got from that. I really don't. I don't know what y'all got from that. Mitch in the building. What's good? Haney versus Nakatani would be a great fight, especially after his performance versus Verdejo. I see Haney outboxing him. Haney won't gas out like Verdejo, but Haney won't hurt Nakatani like Verdejo. A solid point right there. I believe I'll be playing myself if I say Nakatani was a better boxer than Devin Haney. But it prevents problems. The matchup, both of the fighters they're similar in reach, different in height. So it will be a good match. Boxer puncher. That's what the sport is about. Boxer puncher. Boxer puncher. That's what the sport is about. Y'all hold on for a minute. I gotta pull up one more thing. Where is it? Let me find my other receipt that I had to remove. People up here, talking about no one wants to fight this, that, and the other. Y'all act like y'all scared to hold Bill Haney accountable for what's going on. Act like y'all are absolutely fearful. Like what? Man, where did I have that at? Somehow I'm missing the one that Nestor asked him about facing Lomachenko. He's like, he was quiet. We want Teo. Okay, you want Teo. Man, it turned from Teo to Garcia. But y'all on here talking about, Fortuna. He got goddamn mandatory. He got Fortuna and he got Garcia. Why are you sitting up here putting this Nakatani into the equation? I'm fucking pissed. Stop doing that. Leave Haney alone. Let him box. If he wants a paper plate resume, let him have it. Come on, man. That's a good point, Mitch. You forget what he did to Moran. No, did you forget? And why are we talking about Antonio Moran? Why? Why are we mentioning Antonio Moran when we have Zaur Abdullayev, 11-0, and Alfredo Santiago? Jay, you acting like a temporary right now. You are acting like a temporary. I expect more from you. Mitch Nakatani is with Top Rank in ESPN. Therefore, Fortuna will most likely be next as he is one of the mandatories. And I never said Fortuna will not be the next. I'm saying Nakatani will be a solid opponent for Devin Haney to step in with because he was a tough opponent for the unified undisputed champion Teofimo Lopez, the king of the lightweight division. And it would be a good matchup for Devin Haney. It will. It's easy to judge off that last fight. What last fight? What last fight we talking about? Just some clarifications. Elucidate for me there, Jay. Just a smidgen of clarification. It's easy to judge off the last fight, but before that, you seen him have knockout of the year and break Zaire orbital bone. Who cares about what he did to an unknown fighter with 11-0 resume? Who cares? Devin Haney hurt himself. He had to take time off coming off a fight from not being able to throw a punch correctly. He hurt his shoulder. And I'm not here to talk about no injuries. I'm glad he was able to recover because this shit ain't personal to me. At the end of the day, the man got to make a living. But why are we talking about what he did? What did he do to Alfredo Santiago? What did he do to Gamboa, J8? Speak of the now. What has transpired? What did he do? J Blues. Nakatani will adjust, and by the fourth, he will force Haney to fight. Pressure and accuracy will be too much for young Devin. Unless he rises to the level of his training and grows mid-fight, it'll be hell. See? I got to put that shit up there. That's some solid point. You don't have to agree with me, but that shit right there, I respect that shit. I respect the adjust. And then you're basically saying near the mid-round, round 4, he started making adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Like Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook. Terrence Crawford made an adjustment at the end of the third. Then he switched to southpaw. I think he did. At the end of the third, he switched to southpaw, made an adjustment. And then he's saying it will be too much for young Devin unless he rises. We're not saying Devin Haney can't fight, but he lacks power. I'm not the only one who speaks about his lack of power. Plenty of people did. So don't be upset and agitated with me or what's out here public record. Solid point, Mitch, J Blue, solid point, TJ. Oh, WCS got an ad. I have an ad. I feel special. When people at you, they're specifying this is directed at you. So pay attention. At WCS, how can you force a fighter in the ring with you? I don't know. Me forcing a fighter? What are you talking about? TJ, you have to be more specific when we're talking about a collective group of individuals that are contending in the same weight class. Who is, how can you? You is so open-ended, bro. You know, come on, what is you? What do you mean you? Are you talking about who? Devin? If, like I said before to everyone, TJ, J.A., Kano, if Devin Haney has band members that continue to beat the drum and say, well, there's no way that he can get a fight here at 135. Is he stuck here? Is he stuck at 135? Can he move? Can he make adjustments like Jay Blue just mentioned? Is he allowed to make an adjustment? That means a shift in divisions. Yes, he can. And you know why? Because that's boxing. That's one thing they haven't shut down. They haven't put stipulations that you have to have a certain amount of fights before you move up to the next division. Team Haney has the opportunity because he has individuals that's saying, you know, Devin can't get any fights here at 135. He can't. He can't. So I'm like, okay, all right. Move up a division. We got some killers up there. Move up and fight Elvis Rodriguez. Move up and fight Antonio Russell. Antoine Russell. Fight Regis Prograis. Josh Taylor. Jose Ramirez. There's plenty of fighters up there. It's plenty, yo. Don't say he can't get any fights at 135 like it's a pity party. Like, damn, I'm running out of confetti and shit. You all would not admit that some poor decisions was made. If you have more fights than Teofimo Lopez, but he was able to reach the pot of gold before you, then guess what? Who made the better planning? Who operated and was able to get the pot of gold? Who gets the check in the box at the end of the day? Team Lopez. So y'all coming to me about, well, you know, at the end of the day, we willing to fight anybody, and though we calling out everybody and anybody, we really want to fight the best of the best, anybody. Okay, so you want to fight anybody, why don't you have just one name on your resume that was in the top 10? Seriously, why? Where is it? Jay, people been calling for Loma. Loma is coming off a shoulder injury. Now, I don't suggest Devin Haney to go after Loma. You know why? Because that'll be another fighter that's coming off an injury. All right? We already got old ass Yorkis Gamboa coming off Achilles injury. We don't need Loma coming back off a shoulder injury to complain that he has a shoulder injury. We don't need that shit. We don't need it. Now, would I like to see Devin Haney face Lomachenko? Yes, absolutely. But Bill Haney is on record saying they don't want Loma. They're on record saying they don't want to face Lomachenko. Let me pull up this receipt. Let me pull up the receipt. Y'all want to hear what Bill said? They don't want Lomachenko. They was asked on TBV by Nestor. When you was with Bob Arum, did you mention or did you talk about Vasyl Lomachenko? Bill was quiet, pause, delay. No, we don't want Lomachenko. We want Teo. All right, I said okay. They want Teo. I'm not mad. They want Teo. I'm not mad at all. Now that would be hating if I say them want Teo, and they shouldn't. Then it would be hating. TJ, y'all are hilarious today. I like this energy I'm getting in 2021. You know what? I'm about to go up to the local trophy shop and start making some awards, some little medals. You know what I'm saying? Make y'all some gold-esque type medals for the best comments in the live chat per week. Because TJ just said Devin was the most duck fighter of 2020. Now, granted, this is what I do, people. So Devin was coming off a shoulder injury, and I have TJ, who is cool, but he is saying during a pandemic, Devin was the most duck fighter in 2020. How in the hell is that fucking possible when he was in recess, out of recess, waiting on a fight for his shoulder heal? Did he not fight Yorkis Gamboa in November? TJ, you know what? I was close to putting you on timeout, bro. But since it's boxing related, I'll say, God damn it, TJ might still be drinking to bring in the new year. He might have some in his system. Seriously, he might have some in his system, y'all. He said Devin Haney was the most duck fighter in 2020 in a pandemic when he fought in November. What was he supposed to do there, TJ? What was he supposed to do coming off an injury? Gary Russell was calling him out. That fight was didn't go anywhere, but Gary Russell was calling him out. Since nobody wants to fight him, G. Russell was calling him out. What's going on, Lance? What's good? Who did he beat for the title? Who did he beat for the title? Was he a legitimate IBF? Well, you about to set yourself a trap. So if you up here advocating for Team Haney, let me ask you this. Who did Haney beat? Who did Haney beat for the interim and the WBC? Jay Ocho? The ugly truth in the building. Salute, man. Haney outpriced himself against Loma. at 2.5. And it's why Loma moved on to Teofimo and took it for 1.2. See, when you, that's FATTS underscore. That is the ugly truth. You're saying no one wanted to fight him, but they're trying to sit up here and get enough money so they can buy or lease another vehicle to put on IG. So Loma was like, nah, I ain't giving you 2.5, shouty. That ain't happening. But even with Teo negotiated himself from 1.2 to 2. But they wanted to go in there with a fight because nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wants to fight Devin. But yet they want 2.5 against Lomachenko in the pandemic. Something isn't making sense to me. No sense to me. I don't want to talk about no mandatories. It's irrelevant, Kano. Mandatories is irrelevant to the conversation. You and your squad has mentioned mandatories all day long. I'm talking about his resume. His resume. We can't sit up here and talk about mandatories when Devin Haney was given. You know, I try to keep the SMTP out of this. He was given and emailed an interim championship. He was given the WBC title. Recess, he was reinstated again, given the WBC title. Who did he beat for the titles? That is the question. We ain't talking about his mandatories. Who did he beat for his titles? Who did Devin Haney defeat for his titles? That's what I want to know. Just explain that so I can log it in to the registry. Who did he defeat? We're not giving a damn about mandatories because when Lomachenko's name was in there, that wasn't his mandatory. They was trying to fight everybody's talking about he was trying to fight Lomachenko, right? That wasn't his mandatory. Teo's not his mandatory. Oh, that's the fight y'all want because y'all feel that a person who received a belt in the inbox supposed to get a shot at Teofimo because he has the last remaining strap which has been diluted by Mauricio Suleiman. I truly understand where you're coming from. Mandatories is off the table right now. That's on the ban list right now because it's not even pertinent to what we're talking about. Mandatories makes no sense to me right now. Because when your mandatory calls out another champion, it is disrespectful. When the media is not speaking of mandatories like you, Kano, they're not. They're talking about Ryan Garcia facing Gervonta Davis. Why isn't we're talking about a time frame? What is the mandatory time frame? What is it? What is the mandatory? How much time do he have? How long does Ryan Garcia has for Devin Haney to face Ryan Garcia as a mandatory? How much time does he have? How many months? Is it right away? Is it 30 days? Is it 60? Ryan Garcia is calling out Gervonta Davis. No respect to Team Haney. None. So why do I have like-minded, intelligent boxing minds on here? Speaking of mandatories. No one wants to talk about mandatories when it comes to Devin Haney. Because in one sense, y'all say no one to fight him. But then the people who are in line for him to fight a mandatory are calling for other people. So you want to mention Javier Fortuna? His promoter just came out last week in an informal setting and talked about, well, you know, I'm talking to Javier right now. He's on board. We're trying to make this fight. It was so loosely applicable. Like, we really don't know if it's something that's official or not. You know, we just hear talk here and there. But really, Team Haney wants Teo. And I'm telling you, face one of Teo's opponents that he's already beat. Just like they put that shit on Crawford. They want Crawford to face opponents that Errol Spencer's beaten already. Face Sean Porter. Yeah, go ahead, face Sean Porter. Face somebody that we can gauge how good you really are compared to Errol Spence. Go ahead. What do you mean, Jay? Come on, man. What do you mean? I have no idea what you mean. TJ, I've never seen a champion duck so much. Ducked, ED. Look, let's exclude that suffix. Let's exclude the ED. I've never seen a champion duck so much in my life. See, that we agree on. I've never seen a champion duck so much in my life. A champ looking for smoke and the so-called top dogs are scared. Absolutely. The first sentence, I agree. I've never seen a champion duck so much. You're talking about a champion in which I hear Teofimo Lopez mention all the time that who has he beat? Those 4 words. Who has he beat? Who has he beat? TJ, J8. Please molest your home keys on your device and provide me with that answer if you don't mind, please. I know there's a lot of questions coming my way, but also I need for you to answer, put the answer out there too. Who has he beat? That's all I want to know. You're talking about he's ducked? He had to fight on deck, Lomachenko, and they want to damn sit up here and say, well, we're going to price ourselves out. We're going to price ourselves out. You really didn't want to fight. You want people to talk it up as if you want to fight. You didn't really want to fight. You're talking about a guy who was a unified champion, 3-division champion, and you're going to price yourself out when you haven't even beat or defeated a champion? TJ, J8, he hasn't even defeated a champion for a belt. The same shit I said about Danny Garcia when he moved up to 47. The same shit. He didn't defeat a champion for the belt. He fought for a vacant. But it's even less of a value when you sit up here and you get an email. Ching, ching, you have mail. 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 Man, when you get to that point right there, why aren't you holding him accountable? He hasn't fought nobody for the belt. But yet you asking me, who did Richard Comey fight? Who did Devin Haney fight? Did Richard Comey defeat somebody for a belt? Was he the champion? I'm talking about in terms of his power. He had KO the year versus Moran. Hey, like I said before, Jay, no one is talking about Antonio Moran, to be honest with you. No one is talking about Antonio Moran, the J8. He fought Antonio Moran, I think, mid-part year of 2019, didn't he? He fought that man like mid-part of 2019. What have you done for me lately? You can. I agree. You can lack power, but a win, of course. When have I ever said otherwise? It's boxing. You can lack power, but like the great like the great Roy Jones said, if you don't have power in the sport of boxing, it's gonna get tough for you. That's from the great Roy Jones Jr. That's from the great. Lomachenko not wanting to fight him. That's not true. That's not true. That's just, look, that's what you call abusive banter. False narratives. I mean, Loma and Teo not wanting to fight him. That's what you call false narratives. Because that is absolutely without merit. Absolutely without merit. Do better. Do better, there, TJ. I demand you do better. People say Mayweather lacked power at 47. Oh, my God. I only have to read a portion before I know it is absolutely a lemon pill. People say Mayweather lacked power at 47 and it worked out great for him. So once again, if we go back to the division, to these individuals who are pressing sin. So are you comparing Devin Haney to Floyd Mayweather at this point in time? Are you comparing Floyd Mayweather and what he was doing back then in earlier divisions to what Devin Haney is doing? Is that what you're saying, TJ? Is that what you're saying? You put the 50-0 in there when he fought an 0-0 mixed martial artist who was a 2-division champion in a whole nother combat sport? You comparing him to the boxers that he faced? You are continuing to put unnecessary pressure on Devin Haney without allowing this man to grow as one, to have his own identity. You know what I'm saying? Just have his own identity. You brothers, are doing him a disservice by continuing to compare him to a great as Floyd Mayweather. You are absolutely doing this man a disservice. And you know what? You should go to his IG right now and apologize and send them a freaking apology for continuing to put his name in the same company of Floyd Mayweather. Y'all doing this man absolutely injustice. IB, what's good? Haney don't got nowhere near the world-class boxing skills of Mayweather to get away with his lackluster performance. I mean, solid point, man. That's all I'm trying to say, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all are putting this suit on Devin Haney when you should just let this man wear what's in his closet. Just let him wear what he has available. You all continue to damn bring him shit. Mr. Haney, we want to see if you are able to, check out this outfit. It's a corduroy, but it's Mayweather. It's TMT. It has TMT on the pocket. Yeah, on the left pocket of the top and the left pocket of the trousers. It's corduroy. Yeah, I know it's summertime, but this is what the fans was asking for. They wanted anything Mayweather related, and we just want to see can Devin Haney wear it. Y'all have to stop that shit, man. Stop putting these suits on Devin Haney. Let this man grow as his own man. Miss, I don't understand how the Kambosos fight is acceptable for Teo, but the Fortuna fight for Haney is not. Listen, check this out. Solid point, Mitch. I'm the one to provide you that answer without any delay. His mandatory. When did he fight last? When did he become the unified champion? So it's in his right to fight the mandatory if y'all talking about, well, so-and-so was his mandatory, so-and-so was this mandatory, and that was his mandatory. I never said Javier Fortuna as his mandatory he shouldn't fight, but Javier Fortuna has been kicked around like an empty damn soda can. Javier Fortuna want to fight or he don't want to fight. Javier is supposed to fight Luke Campbell in the WBC tournament or he isn't. Javier Fortuna is all over the freaking place. But who is up here saying that how is the Kambosos fight better? Well, guess what? Guess what trumps what? Guess who has the damn knight on the chessboard? Come on, Mitch. Who has the chess? Who has the knight on the chessboard? Who is the unified champion? Who can make the calls? Who don't have to fight who if they don't want to? Why is it something that you're looking at him facing his mandatory like he's supposed to face a fourth tough opponent? The man just faced 3 straight tough opponents when Devin Haney ain't fought nothing. Paper plate. Paper plate. Styrofoam next to the oven. All soft. A marshmallow. How are you going to sit up here and say Teofimo fought 3 tough fighters and he can't fight Kambosos? You trying to tell me he cannot fight Kambosos all because people are trying to push him towards fighting Devin Haney? Where did Gamboa come from? Where did Gamboa come from? He was just coming off a knockout in December 2019 against Gervonta, right? Where did Gamboa come from? Was he the mandatory? Just answer me that. Where did Gamboa come from? So you trying to tell me that's all you had to choose from? Gamboa coming off Achilles injury? A stoppage in the 12th round? That's what we had to go off of? I mean, people so-called want to fight him, then dropping out of fights. Russell didn't drop out no fight. TJ, now you're just talking, bro. Some comments I would give my full pledge energy. That I'm not. Because now you're venturing over to, semi-trolling, but I'm not going to put my energy into that comment. He don't have pretty boy Mayweather power. All I give that. Floyd would have gotten Gamboa out of there. You can't compare Devin to him. And, that I agree with you on, Jake. I mean, people are just sitting up here putting a huge canopy over Devin Haney. Like, why do black people believe they need to compare black fighters to other black fighters? Why don't you compare that fighter to what he's accomplished in his career? Treat him as such. Y'all continue to damn compare him to Floyd Mayweather, a retired fighter who comes back and fight exhibitions against Tenshin Nashikawa, who's about to head back to the ring and fight Logan Paul. I mean, man, y'all doing this man a disservice, man. Let that man grow as he see fit, as his own man. Stop putting that Floyd Mayweather shit on Devin Haney. He ain't Floyd Mayweather. I repeat, he's not Floyd Mayweather. You trying to sit up here and get the Floyd Mayweather money without the damn sheet. Without the time sheet. You want the money so you can then be able to floss and do shit on IG. But the way Floyd did it, he had to work himself up to that position to get the fans to want to come and see him lose. They wanted to come and see Floyd lose because he was that good. They paid to see him fight a 0-0 mixed martial artist at $100 a pop for PPV. They wanted to come see that man. A genius. Find it on paper. Haney was ducked by Loma. Find it on paper. Find it on paper. It was never official. It was never no mandatory. Find it on paper. It was never no mandatory. Y'all just quick to say that. Nobody in the WBC failed bogus tournament was promised Lomachenko. Nobody was promised to get Lomachenko. You need to let that false narrative just fly off into the distance. Just let that shit fly off into the distance. Let it go. Because it's a false narrative. Nakatani fight might be better after his last performance, but Fortuna is ranked higher. And correct. But he just came back and had a pretty decent performance. But we talking about Nakatani is all the way in the IBF. But when it comes down to Nakatani's performance off Felix Verdejo, people should want to see that fight. Y'all can't just keep on discarding these Japanese fighters like they ain't shit. Then now I'm going to consider you a temporary because you don't want to give the Japanese fighters no love, but just keep it straight black and Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a European fighter come over here. You'll say, okay, how good? Okay, yeah, we'll wait around. Vasil Lomachenko come over here with 2 gold medals. Okay, we'll give him his props. All right. Haney on damage control on friendly channels. The last 36 hours, funny as hell. Listen, man, I don't know how much I've heard and received of me coming at Haney. I'm not. It's not personal. I'm just basically saying what I'm saying about Devin Haney, because what am I not mentioning? His resume is marginal, but I commend his father for his hard work. That shit Bill Haney is doing. He said I'm a hater congratulator, but that is not even anywhere close to what it is. Because first of all, I'm not hating. A lot of what I'm telling you about your resume is FACTS. But see, people just don't want to hear that shit. They want to go off popularity. They want to go off, hey man, look how many channels Bill on. I commend him for his hard work, man. That's hard fucking work. You think me? Well, I can't say that. If my son was in that position, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But what I am saying is him coming over here to these channels over and over again and talking to him, that's outstanding. Me and Bill the same age. That's hard work, dedication. But just like I put up here before.
When is your son finally going to fight some top competition? Or do you plan to keep protecting his own?
That's somebody else. That ain't me. That's not me. That's somebody else. So the ugly truth said 12 months and 1 year. Okay. If that is the amount of time for mandatories, why y'all sitting up here trying to throw that shit on the grill? Why y'all trying to throw that on WCS grill for me to cook on that shit? Why? Why are you mentioning mandatories as if it's 60 days? The fight for a vacant, you give me 180. If you fought for a vacant, give me 180. But why y'all trying to make it seem like, well, mandatories need to happen ASAP? It's January. He just finished off with Gamboa in November. Now, all of a sudden, all I hear is mandatories. How they say it over there in the UK? Mandatories. All we talk about is mandatory, so we go December and January. Where am I missing the point of boxing knowledge? Where am I missing the point? Where am I missing the point? How long does he have until he faced Ryan Garcia? Is it 3? Is it 6? Is it 9? Is it 12? Because y'all making it seem like it's good to insert that into the damn live chat as if it's ASAP. All of a sudden, Javier Fortuna comes out of nowhere, and he's the mandatory for Devin Haney. So you trying to tell me Devin Haney got to face Javier Fortuna tonight? Tomorrow? Next month? Man, y'all stop playing. Stop playing. J8, Teofimo fought and beat all the top best fighters to qualify for the Olympics. Those are not nobodies. And to caveat off what the ugly truth said, solid point. The caveat after what he said is the fact that Teofimo was competing, was trying to compete for the U.S. and some things happened where he beat the opponent, but ended up not qualifying to be on the team or what have you, due to space availability. So he went in and just tried to go on through Honduras. You know what I'm saying? So the man is not a quitter. Once again, if one door closes, you kick open the other one. And the biggest problem I have with Devin Haney, they're not kicking anything. They want to send the butler up there. Go up there and see if that door is cracked. And if it is, just take a peek in there and tell me what you see, all right? We're going to be down here, just want to count some freaking, count this stack of ones. And Order some shrimp and put some shit on IG. Just let us know what's up there. Now you got to do the site survey yourself. You got to make the proper planning. You got to kick open the door. You're sitting in 25 fights, right? That's what Devin Haney's sitting at, right? He got 25 victories. When are you going to kick open the door? That's all I'm saying. Then Teofimo went to Honduras, fought for his country, and got robbed, yet still came back to fight for the best on the list. It's fact, man. Let me see. He didn't have a choice but to fight them to quality. And where are most of them at today? Devin Haney wanted the Olympics too, but think his pop said he was too old. Another excuse for someone who could have did the exact same thing. They chose to turn professional at a young age. So which one is it, J8? Which one is it going to be? Continue to make up excuse for the black fighter when other fighters are doing what they're supposed to do? Us as black people, are we going to continue to just make excuses just because we see Bill Haney most of the time and Devin Haney is a black fighter? We're going to continue to make excuses when they turn him professional at a young age? How all of a sudden he's too old? Once again, it goes back to proper planning, Jade. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I'm gonna have to get my damn live chat sanitized after this, because the comments I've been reading from some of y'all up in here, it's just it may have contaminated the live chat today, and some of y'all done mentioned some good shit. But you're trying to say he didn't have a choice. Who has a choice? We've had some of the best fighters that we look up to get robbed. So why is the Olympics? Why would you say the Olympics, when it comes to Devin Haney, his pop said it was too young to go over there? No, they wanted to get to the professional level as quick as possible, start making money. So that's why they was in Mexico. That's why they started building up their record, because of Devin's age. And then we got to the point he started fighting this, that, and the other. I seen Devin fight down here in the A when he was young in his career. I seen him fight. But to sit up here and say, make excuses for these individuals who, choose to relieve themselves of high school to pursue a boxing career. And it happens a lot. But you can't sit up here and say, okay, you make the decision to resign from high school to pursue a boxing career, but then you can't make no other decisions that benefit your career. I mean, you have to plan these fights. So once you start building up your career and putting these fights on and on and on, now you get to a certain point where your name starts to be recognized. You have to make sure you start stepping up. And if the Haneys are going to say they're the best in the business, they have to go out and do what Teofimo Lopez did. You have to, man. You have to do what Ryan Garcia just did. Ryan Garcia is calling out Gervonta Davis, who's a real threat to his chin. He didn't call out Devin Haney. And you're going to say Ryan Garcia is ducking Devin Haney, but he's going to call out a 2-division champ, 3-time world champion? What happened to Pedraza? How many fights did Tank have when he fought Pedraza? Man, come on, bro. He said at WCS, you made a great point about Haney wanting his butler to work for him, in this case, his daddy. Man, Blueprint, what's good? He said, tune in, good content. You got me dying. Send the butler to see if the doors are open. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, damn, dog. Like, come on, man. Some of y'all know I'm not lying on this shit, bro. I want to see him step in there, and definitely Devin Haney go get that shit done. I'm saying Devin Haney got the shit done. It's not hating, congratulating. It's being as non-biased as possible. It's being non-biased as possible. People don't like to hear the word trash and garbage. I don't use those words too often comparing the damn resumes because I'm not stepping in the ring. But I will use other metaphors, you know what I'm saying? I will insert them in there because that's what I feel like. It feels like, okay, you have individuals comparing him to Floyd Mayweather, but it just seems like they're trying to make the most money to put themselves in a continuing light to the gullible fans to say, okay, we're making millions, we're making money, but yet your resume sucks. You want people to know that you can post money on IG and shit, but your resume is marginal. It's below standards. You are a top tier name in the sport of boxing. So therefore, you have to have the paperwork to go along with the performance. That performance is not going to be evaluated to the highest degree because you're fighting a common opponent in Gamboa who is old and also who's coming off a loss to your compeer that's fighting and contending in the same division, Gervonta Davis. He's fighting in the freaking same division, and you scoop up a common opponent, but your people here, your messengers are over here saying, well, he need to fight his mandatories. And I'm asking you, how long does he have to take before he fight Javier Fortuna? Let's just say it's Javier Fortuna. He just came off a fight in November. How long does he have to fight Javier Fortuna? Why is this such a people looking at? Why is this such a strange sign when it comes to what your eyes are telling you? They just said they was chasing Teofimo Lopez. Boom, that's gone. Now they facing Ryan. They trying to find Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia post-fight say he want to fight Gervonta Davis. They're going around here promoting Ryan Garcia facing Gervonta Davis, which is a mandatory, right? How many belts do Devin Haney have? So you go for a number one contender and the mandatory, right? You juggling those two. Javier Fortuna, Ryan Garcia. Now you're scraping the barrel due to the lack of planning process to put yourself in a position that people like myself won't be questioning your decision-making process. And that's what I'm doing right here. When you're mentioning 4 names, you're all over the place. When you're supposed to be one of the top tier in boxing, and they want to consider you one of the up-and-coming future superstars of the sport, how can you be that when you continue to play from behind? You're trying to play from behind. It's only so much people will take. Okay, Bill back on another live again. You know, he's talking about this, that, and the other. I just played you a short clip of someone saying, is Bill going to continue to protect his son's O? That isn't me. That isn't Scotty. That is somebody else. I don't even know. That's just a random patron of TBV asking a question. That's how they feel. So why would anybody be on this live talking about mandatories? As if they have 30, 60, 90 days to face their mandatory. Why is the issue? Because people want Devin Haney to be in the best position on YTBC. Boxing is bigger than YTBC. And people need to understand that. Y'all want to go out here and not hold somebody to a standard. But I say you should scoop up Nakatani. Put him on the calendar. Fight 3 times this year. If you think you can go in there and beat Javier Fortuna easy, do it. Boom. Fight 2 hard fights this year. Get Javier Fortuna out the way. If T.O. ain't available, try to scoop up freaking Nakatani. He'll be ready. He only suspended to the 27th of this month. He'll be ready. Scoop up Nakatani. Let's see you go in there and fight Nakatani. You go in there and railroad him, one-sided, lopsided division, then we're gonna be like, okay, T.O., what you gonna do, T.O.? You need to make this shit pop. What are you doing? But right now, your resume is no. It has a tardy slip for real. Richie Rich. Kids don't make great fights. Fact. No hunger, no dog, no drive, and them almost entitled. Very different from T.O. See, the ugly truth is speaking some motherfucking truth. I couldn't have said it better. Because when you see people living a life, I even said this. People sit up here talking about, man, why you talking about IG when I was bringing up Michael Williams Jr. and we was calling out Devin Haney, right? So therefore, people say, man, why you worried about what they doing on IG? Because Devin Haney and Bill Haney are individuals who look like me. I demand of myself to be in a position where I can make decisions. I may not always be able to obtain it, but at least put myself in the pause, right? So people are looking at, well, he got pissed off at Michael Williams Jr., so he goes out here and puts a freaking luxury SUV up there and a stack of money. And I'm like, who does that? I mean, like, you're not stunting on a female. Like, who does that to another boxer when your record is like a spare tire? You want to put a luxury vehicle up here with a block of money, and a person like myself look at that shit and say, well, can you stop boxing today? Can you stop boxing? So if you can't stop boxing, you really don't have that type of pocket. You might have it for the now, but that's not my concern. My concern is you're trying to play it off as if you're trying to stunt like Mayweather, but yet you need to stunt inside the ring with someone that's there to dance with you, a quality opponent, not fighting subpar marginal opponents and then saying, you know what, I'm still making millions doing it. Y'all, you can look at my resume. And not to mention, y'all, this is his first division that he's won a championship. So you're basically trying to get as much money at 35 because it's a lighter division. Because when you move up to 40, you got problems. And remember, I told y'all that. When Devin Haney moves up to 40, ooh-wee, I want to see that boxing then. I want to see that boxing then. You want to talk about size and all that? I can tell who's in the weight room and who ain't now. I can tell who's going strictly for speed and swiftness and boxing. I can tell. If you're able to go through this sport and be a magician, lack power, but able to go over here and finesse the ring and move around and pick up a dub, cool. But I'm telling you, it's not going to happen that way. The sport has too many individuals who we consider killers at 40 and 47, especially the damn old guard being switched out with the new guard. Oh my God. I don't see it. Michael Lewis in the building. What's good? But good point, the ugly truth, man. For real. Good point, man. That shit was on point, bro. That's all I'm saying. It ain't hating. You just putting shit up there like, bro. Man, come on, man. Like damn, pick an opponent that we all can agree with. I don't want people on here talking about, well, you got mandatories, and then turn around and say, don't nobody want to fight him. Those are called alternative responses, which in other words we know them to be excuses. That's what that is. One, you up here saying that no one wants to fight him. Two, you want to say, oh, it's mandatories, but you don't mention the time frame. Him just fighting November of 2020. You're not mentioning the time frame for which he has to fight these guys. So if the time frame is what he has to fight him is 12 months, why are you mentioning it here today? Seriously, why are you even mentioning that shit to me? Devin should get the Nakatani work, but I don't think he will be undefeated after his next 2 to 3 fights. Hey, that's what's up, man. I agree, bro. But look, Mike, I ain't trying to goddamn, prognosticate a loss on this record. I'm just telling you that he need to step up to the plate and face somebody, even a common opponent, and who he's trying to fight. Because right now, Teofimo is the man, and I see that opponent, just like you mentioned, in Masayoshi Nakatani. That's what I see, bro. Bill Haney is to his son on social media like P. Diddy was to Biggie Smalls, all in his videos and shit. My good brother. See what we have here is let me tell you, I wouldn't come over here if it wasn't no smoke. I see Bill Haney so much, man. Like I said, I salute him for his hard work. But man, it's getting to a point. You trying to fool the people too much. It's certain things that the people are dumb to. All right, but you're trying to fool us too much. Seriously, you're trying to fool us too much. You want the money, but you're trying to say how you earn the money. You want to damn make the same amount of money. You want to make millions off buying lemons. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the best car salesman, but I'm gonna make it off buying lemons. I'm gonna buy lemons, change out shit, oil, put a new alternator in there, change the tires out, and I'm gonna triple my motherfucking revenue. I'm gonna triple my return. You're trying to buy these lemons and sell them and think, okay, I want to make these millions, like I'm selling brand new cars. No, we need to see the performance. We need to see the motherfucker on your resume, because it's getting to a point where you keep on fighting individuals and keep on chasing Teofimo. Man, Teofimo, look, to be honest, what he was able to accomplish, he does not owe Devin Haney a fight. It's not going to mess up his career. If he leaves this division and not face Devin Haney and goes to 40 and face the winner of Ramirez and Taylor, he's still going to be considered a person that went up and was unified at 35. And then if he go up there and win at 40, they're going to say he was unified at 40. But he is the knight on the chessboard, whether y'all like it or not. Teofimo Lopez is the knight on the chessboard when it comes to the lightweight division. Y'all can't fuck with him right now. Y'all can't fuck with him, man. He said, all in the video dancing and shit. For real, dog. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Damn. He needs to let his son grow into a man and want to defend his own honor, want to go fight the best. But Haney is fighting to protect his undefeated record and easy money, all the wrong reasons. And somebody get this man a medal. I say what I said because Bill is coddling him too much, and now Devin will have to be who they say he is. But I don't know if he is that, to be honest. See, I agree, bro. That's real talk. That's real talk. They're holding, every time you turn around, you got people saying, well, check this out. Comparing to Floyd Mayweather. Don't do that to him. The man is still growing into his own. Why compare him to Floyd? Had a whole different, first of all, Devin Haney boxing structure is his boxing foundation is different than Floyd Mayweather. It's different. The entire setting or environment that Floyd Mayweather is on and Devin Haney is on is different. It's different. Now, congrats to both of the fathers who was in their kids' life. Black fathers is that doing what they got to do. But for you all to come up here and try to compare and continue to put this heavy ass boulder on Devin Haney's back and say, well, Devin Haney, he was able to become champion in quicker and shorter fashion than Floyd Mayweather. Listen, I tell you, do your comparison. When Floyd was at the lighter weight class, how he was putting in work and how Devin Haney is putting in work. You can sit up here and say that Floyd was just a boxer all you want and make yourself look goofy. Real boxing fans know what Floyd was doing at the lighter weight classes. We know. We know what Pretty Boy was doing. We know. You cannot compare Devin Haney performances to Floyd Mayweather. You cannot compare. We all know boxers can build and pad their records. I know. I've seen it. You can pad your records, any way you choose to go and by your opponent. It's not like you walking into all these areas and you don't know who you're fighting. A lot of areas you go in there, you know who you're fighting. You know that fight is going to become just another body on your damn graveyard. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know that shit happens in boxing all the time. Boxers pad their records with soft touches and they build them up. Boxing allows fighters with no amateur pedigree to obtain professional boxing license and to step in the ring against someone who's building a career. You can take an 0-0 or a debut, as they call it, and you can fight a fighter that's 3-0. It's all for that fighter to become 4-0. And then you can take that 0-1 fighter and match him up there with a fighter that's 4-0, and that fighter becomes 5-0. And that fighter that fighter again becomes 0-2. And then match him up with a fighter that's 5-0. He becomes 6-0, and that fighter becomes 0-3. The rotation never stops. Then he picks up a win. Now you got a fighter that's 1-3. He'll still get matched up with a fighter that's 5-0, 6-0. You take that fighter that's 1-3, match him up with a 6-0 fighter, he becomes 7-0. And that fighter becomes 1-4. It happens all the time. Some of these fighters have box rec pictures, and some don't. But come on, man. Don't act like y'all not understanding the top of the damn pie crust right now. We're looking at the top of the motherfucking crust right now. And why? Okay, why is it cool for only certain individuals to speak on Devin Haney because Bill dropped through and have them freaking, I'm in love with another woman. Why is it so hard for you to stand up and say what's right? Ask the hard questions. Just ask them. I would give a shout out to Punch Drunk because he's gonna ask some hard questions. I gotta give him that. I gotta give him that. He has held Bill accountable for some things. I do. I have to give him his love on that. As they say, But a lot of these channels right now, they want to talk about what Teo said about the contract. They want to paint Teofimo out to be this random motherfucking belligerent type of dude that's all of a sudden developed the ego. I mean, look, Teo, ever since I interviewed him back in 2018, he's had confidence. He's had confidence. That was nothing short of it. Teofimo Lopez, you ask him a question, he's going to answer it right away. He's going to answer right away. You ask his dad a question, you're going to get an answer right away. It ain't no damn pause, hesitation. Do I have confidence or not? Teo had confidence. But now that he has all the titles, he's a unified champion. People look at it like he needs to ask permission to be egotistical. When you're going in there in a contact sport and you cannot have anyone compete for you and you split the ropes and go in there and pick up the win, then guess what? You have every right to be braggadocious. Why not? Hold your motherfucking chin up. So you trying to tell me you defeated Nakatani and a Comey, you're supposed to hold your head to the ground? You're supposed to kowtow for no reason? You're supposed to genuflect for no reason? You're supposed to be subservient? When you went in here and you picked up a belt in 15 professional fights, less professional fights than Devin Haney, who competes in your same division, and Devin has never beat a champion thus far, but yet he has messengers. You have individuals that's up here that refuse, when Bill Haney is on deck, refuse to hold themselves accountable and say, check this out. I'm not saying everybody now, but check this out. They'll be like, but he has the other belt. But who did he defeat for the belt? Who did Devin Haney? Has he beat the champion yet? Has he beat the champion? But I got people up here talking about mandatories. Has he defeated the champion yet? Has Devin Haney defeated a champion? Has he defeated a champion for a belt? Did he defeat a champion for the vacant interim? Did he defeat a champion for the WBC? So you cannot correct everybody who's saying that he was an email champion. You can't do that. Bill cannot do that. He corrected me on that shit. And I'm like, okay, how can it even be considered a correction? How can you even consider it is an email? He is the only champion in boxing history to become a 3-time champion via email, via internet protocol, via point-to-point communication, via sender-receiver, via pinging. You know what ping is, right? Packet internet groping. He's the only champion ever to do that. So why are you picking up history the wrong way? Pick up history by basically fighting an opponent where we can respect you and we can talk about, you know, what you've been able to accomplish in the ring, because it's boxing, right? They comparing you to Floyd Mayweather, right? So a lot of what Floyd Mayweather was able to do in the ring, people became enamored by it because they respect the sport of boxing. They showed Floyd a lot of admiration for what he was able to do in the ring. So when Floyd went through his little difficulties, you know, when he was able to get himself released from Top Rank, all right, and then, you know, he was the B-side against Oscar. Floyd Mayweather, even though he took his bumps, he didn't take too many bruises. He took his bumps, but he didn't take too many bruises. His worst was getting out of the damn Top Rank. Once that was over with, and he had, you know, he could spread his wings a little bit, now it's down to business. Floyd had a personality to connect with the people too. You have to connect to the people outside of IG. Like when Floyd talk, I don't care what anybody say. Floyd, you know, get in here and speak to the people. The people gravitated to Floyd. A lot of people don't even know Devin Haney. Every now and then he might appear on a podcast, but he don't have a personality. And he really don't have to. But if he wants that Floyd status, he needs to have a personality that people like, that they gravitate to outside of IG. Because goddamn it, that resume needs some help. And you know, if you know you have time and everything, people are not gonna respect you anymore fighting Javier Fortuna. It ain't gonna happen. I watched Haney versus Fortuna way before Cambosis versus Lopez. I watched both of them equally. You know what I'm saying? I watched both of them, man. They trying to sell the dream. Yeah, they trying to sell the dream, boy. Seriously, they trying to sell a dream like no other. Devin Haney, without a doubt, is a fine young man, educated, respectful, and good son, and pride of our community, no doubt. This is only about boxing's resume for those who get it twisted. That is only what it's about. Boxing. Why would I sit up here and try to talk about the food? You know, Bill is an OG in the sport, man. He's an OG, period. You know, it's like, come on, man. Him the same age, man. Come on, man. This ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna talk what I talk, but don't come and look. Don't come over here acting like certain people can talk shit because they get super chats all day, and then WCS he come here and talk his shit. Is like, well, you don't get the amount of views to talk that. I just have to laugh at it. Well, this channel over here, you know, they have all these subscribers. Listen, knowledge is knowledge, okay? Knowledge is knowledge. I'm an older cat in the game. Whoever supports me, support me. I'm definitely not gonna goddamn go out here. Please, come on now. Come on, hook up, brother. Come on, man. Give me a super chat, man. It's calling me, man. Give me a super chat. I just want one super chat. Give me $1. Come on, give me $1.50. $1.50, $1.50, $2, $2, $2.75, $2.75, $3, $3.50, $4 and a dime, $4 and a dime, $4 and a quarter, $4 and a quarter. Come on now, $4.80, $4.80, $5. Come on, 10. Come on, boost your boy up, boost your boy. Get me off the block, man. Come on, give me 10 and a quarter, 10 and a quarter. Come on, 11. That's not gonna happen with me, bro. The love I get, you love me regardless of what my content is. If it's on Devin Haney or not on Devin Haney, man, I still hold true to what I'm talking about. And it's not the first time I said it. This is strictly boxing. This shit ain't motherfucking personal. I've seen Devin Haney and Bill before when we was outside the pandemic. And they was both cool people. Now, when people start speaking, it's up to black people to pick and choose who they want to, come back and talk to. You know, we finicky. Serious. I'm not looking for Bill to show up on my channel. I'm not. People get it twisted. I'm grown. But as media goes, I do have the foundation to say, you know what? You can look at my catalog and see what I've done. I attend fights and I do my media. That's it. It's not like you're talking to somebody who just sit in the seat and don't do shit. I put my hard-earned money and time and effort at my age and go out here and support who I support. So you can't say I'm just a motherfucker just sitting behind the screen and talking on the mic. I'm not. Some people don't even know what the requirements are to wrap hands. You know, they sit up here and say they the best at this, they the best at that. Listen, most of the debates that happen on YTBC, it's all about who can overtalk who. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit up here and just go all in back and forth like it's a verbal tennis match and see who can cut who off and who can talk about this, that, and the other. But what I want people to understand, you know, with WCS is the fact that, you know, I run my own independent shit. You know, World Combat Sports is trademark. No matter how you look at it, you know, this is something I built off the ground floor. It may not be 500 people up in the motherfucker, but I like the ones who are in the house right now. You know what I'm saying? I like the ones that's in the house right now because I know I'm gonna get some goddamn good feedback. Period. That's what I like. Give me 10 solid. Give me 10 solid. I'm good. Talk some boxing shit. Give me 10 people in the live chat. Talk some boxing shit. I'm good. D-Ray trolling. You know what? I can't even say that. You know, matter of fact, hold on for a second. Yeah, that's D-Ray, man. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, D-Ray, but you up here tripping today, man. You semi, you know, I give the benefit of the doubt. D-Ray might still be getting his head right from the New Year's and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he be coming on here trolling and shit. I don't see you talking that reckless on other people's shit, but you know, you talking about him giving T.O. Look, I done heard you on the phone. You have Look, you can click the link and we can make a bet on that fight, bro. We can make a bet on that fight. If you think that's going to be the way it turned out, Devin's going to give Teo boxing lessons, then put some money on that shit, man. For real, put some money on it. Devin doesn't have the power to make Teo stop stalking him. And see, that's simple words right there. That's simple words from the OG, man. That's simple shit in boxing. What y'all gonna say? Devin's gonna go in there and knock out Teo? He didn't knock out Gamboa and Alfredo Santiago. He gonna go in there and knock out Teo, right? One of the fighters who considered to have, minimum power. He's gonna go in here and knock out Teo or give him a boxing lesson. Okay. Better have 10 lions than 100 sheep. That Tallfield blueprint, that's what I'm talking about. Better have 10 lions than 100 motherfucking sheep. Real talk. Solid shit right there. Solid. Haney hasn't even defeated a top 10 contender, let alone a champion to call yourself a champ. Just a dream. Damn. That shit is fire, man. That's dynamite right there, man. That's all I'm trying to get away from people. Like, man, I hear my people up here saying all this shit about Teofimo, right? And you're criticizing the man because he's so-called capping and he hasn't sent the contracts to this, that, and the other. You act like he has a time stamp to meet when he is the franchise WBC champion. If you want to make the decisions, you should have been in the position as Teofimo Lopez. You shouldn't be capping from behind and saying, you know what, I'm going to clout chase this. I'm going to try to damn go up here and talk shit and use the favorite word. We got to get away from this shit, people, especially my people. We got to get away from using cliche terminology and repeating the same shit over and over again. I'm telling you, we have to get away from saying ducking just because it sounds good. We have to get away from facts when it's opinion-based narratives. You know what I'm saying? Just because you base your opinion don't mean you put facts on the end of it. And we definitely have to banish exposed. Oh my God, it reminded me of an old MacGyver show, man. Every time you turn around, Teofimo exposed. What was he exposed from? He is the man making the calls. He don't have to fight Devin Haney. He doesn't have to fight. It's mandatory. Now, is there similarities to the WBA? Shit. Salute D-Ray. I respect to disagree with you on that one, bro. Yeah, man. D-Ray, man, he been tripping the whole day. He's just been typing shit on there just because it's freedom. You know what I'm saying? He might have just got off punishment or something. He's just typing some random shit. I don't know, man. He got a wrench too. Believe it or not, D-Ray has a wrench. And he up here just talking out his head. Left month's more than a year because Devin's going to run from that work. Listen, we're going to see, Mike. Look, Mike, we're going to see if Devin will come up with a worthy opponent. Not just worthy opponent because he sees fit that opponent should be in the ring with him. Well, we're talking about a worthy opponent to us, the boxing fans. We need to see a worthy opponent that's in the top 10. Okay? And people are going to say, well, hey, hold up. That Javier Fortuna. Okay. So we won't continue to give Javier Fortuna airplay. If indeed he is the next man up, so be it. But it does nothing for Devin Haney. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. When it comes to Devin Haney and comparing him to Teofimo Lopez, Vasil Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, and Gervonta Davis, it's not going to do a damn thing for him, man. Devin doesn't need it or want it with Teo. At D-Ray, take the best Take the bet. This guy's a solid guy who will pay up. If Devin proves us wrong, shit, I would get on that bet. What it's hitting for? Yeah, I know you will, man. You know what I'm saying? We bet some shit back in the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for your support, bro. Behind the scene, for real. The shit people do without being seen, you know, that means the most. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to troll. I will fall back. What are you talking about? Fall back. It's just you've been trolling with some shit that it seems like it's outside your nature. It seems like you're just saying shit that's going against everything I'm talking about. And you don't have to agree with it, but I'm talking about boxing shit that makes sense, but yet you don't think it makes sense. So you coming off as like, okay, you can be a Devin Haney fan, but some of the shit you saying, you know damn well it's not gonna happen this year. It's not gonna happen this year, bro. It hasn't happened. I want him to step in. I want the TO to step in there with Devin Haney. I don't see Devin Haney defeating Teofimo Lopez. I don't see it. You could buy a doctorate diploma and still don't make you a doctor, aka Haney's belt. You ain't never lied. You can complete the thesis and everything. And listen, the ugly truth, right? You damn right. You can sit up here and earn a doctorate, and then people go out here and demand that you call them a doctor. Look, even individuals who are honorary, they want people to refer to them as doctors now. This real talk. So it's funny, you know, not to even swell subject, but I'm like, I was an officer. Yeah, you gonna call me sir? Because once upon a time I had this female correct me and say, my name is Doctor. I say, well, in the Marine Corps, they call me sir. So you gonna call me sir? Or are you trying to mix shit up? I wouldn't put money on none of those 135 pounders. They all potential to me. Shit, I put money on T.O. I already won money off T.O. with Lomo. I'm good. I definitely, my money good with T.O. My money good with T.O., bro. You change your mind, Mitch, we got it. Mike, we good. Fortuna 150 Nakatani said there's no way that Bill can shelter Devin too much. Oh my God, he used the word shelter. Woo! See? That's another person that believed Devin Haney is being freaking housed. You know what I'm saying? Sheltered. You got to come out, man. You got to fight the killers, dog. I'd rather have 10 lions on this motherfucker than 100 sheep. 10 lions than 100 sheep. Period. I don't want no motherfuckers say, man, you're right. You're right. You know, I asked you to be right. But at least stand on your square and be solid. Don't sit up here and say, well, you know, what we're going to do right here, people. Bill Haney has showed up to 8 or 9 of these particular groups. And let me go down the roster, you know, from 1 through 9. And this is the topic we're going to talk about for the next 2 weeks. We're going to talk about Teofimo bashing. We're going to basically bash him on capping on the contracts. And also we're going to bring up old shit with him saying that about Wilder, even though he called Lomachenko a bitch too in the media. You know, we're going to talk about that. We're going to just, you know, degrade his character to the people. That's what we're going to talk about over and over and over again. We're going to talk about character in a sport that has individuals competing in it from all walks of life. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bash him for the next 2 weeks on some bullshit. That right there, no, that's not talking boxing. That's like getting together to support your favorite fighter. All because of influence. Serious, that's all because of influence. Y'all think that the Team Lopez is going to show any more attention if you have the same groups up here talking about, well, Teofimo, he's egotistical. Like no other fighter has been egotistical. Mike Tyson said, when I'm in the ring, I feel like a god. I feel like a god. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch me. He's no Alexander. I'm Alexander. Hey, come on, man. You ain't never heard nobody talk shit. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Waiting for Devin to step up is like waiting on some sorry-ass relative friend to pay you back some money. Might as well just let that shit go. Man, they need to let it go as far as him pretending that he's fought somebody. And then the fact that when you show up to a fight card and you dress down, right? You dress down. You got your shit right. That's the only way I go out. But yet, after the fight is over with, people are raving about Ryan Garcia having a more exciting fight than you because he came off the canvas. And he gets behind the mic and call out Gervonta Davis, man. He don't even show Devin Haney no fucking respect. He calls out Gervonta Davis. I felt that was disrespectful. See, right then and there, if I was Devin Haney, I would have damn split the ropes and say, nah, check this out, bro. You my mandatory. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Are you going to be my mandatory? Or what? What the fuck we talking about? You act like I ain't important. I'm making myself important. You had to feel some type of way when he didn't call your name out. I would have felt some type of way. If Ryan Garcia was fighting for the interim WBC title or whatever what they call that shit now. Damn, I forgot what somebody else. He got so many motherfucking titles in boxing. He don't even acknowledge Devin Haney's presence. Mark Nash in the building, breaking beats, man. Salute to you, my brother. Always. Appreciate everything you do. Mike said, Nash, peace, king. Nakatani is super dangerous. Real talk, bro. Real talk, man. I'm showing Nakatani love, not because, when I was over in Japan, I actually stepped through some of the schools over there and learned some shit. But I found out Japanese fighters are absolutely tough. They have their own type of spirit that they fight off of. They do. And sometimes over here in the U.S. footprint, if you never really visit over there, you won't be able to give them that respect, especially when, it's stepping in there with a Hispanic fighter or a black fighter. The narrative is right now, who knew Nakatani before Teo? Okay, let's just say that. All right? Let's just say that. Let's just say not too many people knew Nakatani before Teofimo. So did they know him after Teofimo? Yes, right? Do someone know Alfredo Santiago after Devin Haney? Not really. Where is he at? Has he fallen? I mean, what's going on with him? What about, I know Abdulayev has a fight coming up, but does anybody really know who he is or what he got coming? Like, seriously. Has anybody heard anything from Abdulayev? And Ndungane, the South African, Ndungane, had all those fights on his record. What has he done after Haney? Ryan Garcia shitted on Haney by calling out Tank. He did, man. Talk to him, bro. He did. For real. He did, man. My defense is impregnable. He was using all those. He's ludicrous. I'm telling you. He's no Alexander. I'm Alexander the Great. Ryan like Devin who? Man, Ryan Garcia played the shit. Ryan Garcia played the shit out of Devin. He did. He played the shit out of Devin Haney, man. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't sit up here and make this a black thing. Don't do that. Don't sit up here and make it a black thing. when I support other black fighters. And I don't even really have to go into a discussion about who I support and when I support. My catalog is out there. But first and foremost, I'm a man who I can speak on my own shit. And if I feel that, Devin Haney is one of those boxers who need work, then who cares about how many sites or groups his father show up on? He's doing what his father's supposed to do. But at the end of the day, as every minute tick away, it gets closer and closer to another fight. So if he doesn't step up the level of competition that we want him to see, the people who pay to go see him fight, we pay to see them fight. If he don't step up competition, people, fans are gonna continue to digress. You're talking about Ryan Garcia, who was dropped, who has 8 million followers. Like, it's almost like he gained followers. He was dropped and then got up and stopped somebody like Luke Campbell, and he gained more notoriety. Now, of course, I do truly feel that when he split the ropes with Gervonta Davis, all that bullying shit. Oh yeah, if that's the motherfucker you saw that was bullying you, guess what? You're gonna see him bully you again when you get in the ring. You talking about you're gonna knock out damn Gervonta in 2 rounds? Okay, all right, but people are buying into Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and that's good shit. Who are they buying into with Devin Haney? Just let me know. Who are they buying into with Devin Haney? Who? They can't buy shit. They can't even write a blank check. You gonna write it with Javier Fortuna? You can't even write it with Lomachenko. You can't write it with Teofimo Lopez. You can't write it with Ryan Garcia. You definitely can't write it with Gervonta Davis. Who can you write a blank check with at 135-pound division that's gonna show you that love? That the fans can start talking about, oh shit, guess who Devin Haney fight next? He fight Gervonta. Guess who he fight next? Teofimo Lopez. We're waiting on that. Mitch say, I usually don't partake in the quack talk, but Ryan Garcia has notoriously ducked Haney. Hey, we know that, but when it comes down to it, Mitch, Ryan Garcia really hasn't been in the conversation of a lot of people until recent. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that he was able to step in there with Luke Campbell, because he up there fighting Francisco Fonseca, who went from 35 to 40 back down to 30. Back up to 35. The man was everywhere. Nobody's saying that shit, but yet they'll bring up Gervonta Davis dropping down to 30 to fight Leo Santa Cruz, a 4th-division champion. But they don't say shit about Ryan Garcia fighting Fonseca. Possibly true, King Mitch, but Devin Haney made himself unavoidable. No, he allows himself to be overlooked. Devin Haney is who he is, man. He's gonna have to step up. Real talk. And y'all be sure to check out Mark Nash live last night. Man, I didn't even get the text, but I looked at most of it today. I mean, that was some good shit on there, man. He had a live panel. He had a comedian on there. I think her name was Miss Lips, I believe. I'm not misquoting it. But man, they was on into the AM, man. I did not know. Y'all was on until the damn sun come up. You know what I'm saying? Up in the morning with the rising sun, gonna run all day till the day is done, singing low, right, left, right. Don't take me back, man. Mark Pinkerton in the building. What's good? But that was a good point there, Mike. Mark say Ryan played Devin like Leonard played Hagler at that podium that night. Would be good fight, but unfortunately, it's not happening. Hey, Leonard came back and did what he had to do, though. He left the sport in 84, came back in 87, and he ended up getting the fight. Now, of course, Hagler was paid well that night. Leonard was coming back off that eye injury, you know, and doing what he was doing. But he came back and he pretty much had Hagler fighting all different. But goddamn it, who did Hagler fight after Leonard? Solid point though, man. Garcia and Haney social media following is free, full of teenagers who can't even buy PPV, means nothing. Hey, that's what they say, the ugly truth. But you know what I'm saying? The teenagers may have a significant influence, you know, of their parents. So being that this is where I criticize Haney too. You know, he want people to be a part of the culture. But who is your, like when you want these individuals that's checking your IG out, what is your demographic? Like, who are you wanting to follow you? Like, I'm confused at who you want. Because if you saying that the black people, we seen the luxury vehicles. We seen the females. We seen the partying. We seen the pictures where all y'all brothers look down at the ground. I think it's the craziest shit. Motherfucker look down at the ground every time and take a picture with some new shit on. I think it's the dumbest pose in life. When you have people looking at the ground just because they got some new shit on. I mean, look off to the side so at least they can see your expression and feel your spirit of happiness. When you're looking at the ground, some motherfuckers are actually looking at the ground in life because they're down, they're not feeling well. But I don't know who Devin Haney is portraying. Like, who are you trying to bring into your circle? Because Ryan Garcia, the teenagers and shit, they probably goofy and all this other shit, but they say, "Oh shit, Ryan Garcia goofy. We'll sit up here and quirk out with him. We'll quirk out with Ryan Garcia. We'll have some fun. Over 8 million followers. We'll have some fun." But I want to tell y'all a little secret now. I tell y'all about this following shit, right? Because you know your boy be surfing, right? If you have over 8 million followers and you're on IG and you have over 8 million followers, 8 million, and you do a live on IG, shouldn't you have over 5,000 at least? You're saying you have 8 million, but you're sitting at 400 or 500. That's it. You're sitting at 400 or 500 views. That's why this damn social media shit, you know what I'm saying, is not consistent as people think. It looked good. I had somebody tell me, you know, you need to get your followers up. But yet, I'm saying to myself, so you don't want to check out the catalog? It's all about my audience? All right, cool. Appreciate you. Because you're trying to say, so back in the day when media was coming up and it wasn't no internet or social media and these people was up here covering fights, y'all didn't tell them to say, well, this is what they told them. They said, let me see what's your catalog looking like? What's your portfolio? And they looked at their portfolio. Okay, cool. But now you have people that saying, okay, what is your social media? You need to get your IG up. Oh, you need to get your YouTube up. You need to get this. And I'm trying to say, well, you don't want to look at the actual fighters, what I did in the sport. You're more so concerned about my reach. So I told this individual, I say, so if you have an individual with 500K followers, but every time they go live on IG, they barely have 200 people listening. So when they post a video up there, the video does less than 2,000 views. But yet that should be a consideration as to if you want me to cover something. Okay, I got it. Anyway. I got it. Mitch say, ugly truth, you bugging. Kids have more spending power than adults. Well, kids, yeah and no. All right. They can influence the parents if the parents are willing to accept of who they supporting. So let's say, for instance, Ryan Garcia, you know, he has a clean guy image and he's quirky and all this shit. Just like when he was knocked down. He said, I was like saying, oh my God, I got knocked down. A brother wouldn't do that shit. If a brother stood up and they say, well, what about your you know, when you was in the second round and you was dropped? What do you have to say about that? Oh, it's nothing. You know, I charge it to the game. You know, and where I'm from, people get dropped in the streets all the time. That ain't that shit. That ain't nothing. I'm good. People say, oh man, this motherfucker don't take boxing serious. He don't take boxing serious. I ain't buying another one of his PPVs. That's my people. They'll say some shit like, man, I ain't fucking with him no more. I ain't fucking with this nigga, man. This nigga goofy. He up here laughing about getting knocked down. See, Ryan Garcia can get away with that shit. He can get away with doing a post-fight press conference and say, well, saying to myself, wow, I really got dropped in there. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I don't know what to do with myself. I really got dropped. There's no way a black fighter get away with that. No, it's not happening. You know, they'll be like, dude, you okay? You on some shit? Why the fuck up you up there thinking getting knocked down is funny? Well, I saw Ryan Garcia do it. Nigga, you ain't Ryan Garcia. Yeah, WCS look away pose is up there with the money stack phone thing. People do it. Bro, man, I'm like, damn, dog, this is the dumbest pose ever. When guys look down at the ground, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That like no one sees your face. So how are you to connect with the people? When you look at IG, say for instance, the females on IG, their face have a lot to do. Even though it's filters and a lot of this shit, their face has a lot to do with connecting to the body. All right. Some females you can say, God damn, you know, you might start off at the body, but then you're gonna work your way up to the shoulders and the neck, and then you say, okay, shit, cutie. All right, cool. I got it. You know what I'm saying? But if you had a female, just say she had a hair and her hair was coming down in the face, she had her head down, but yet she was fine as shit. You're gonna lose an area of connectivity, like just linking up with her to follow her on IG because you don't know how the fuck she look all the time. You might see some pictures, but you want to people need to see right there every time that you post on IG or social media. They need to see you. Not take every picture when you bought some new gear and you're looking down at the ground like, man, this is cool. This shit is cool right here. Let me see if any ants, I can see any ants moving and migrating. Let me see if I can see any type of grooves in the pavement. Because some of them social media stats are bots and stuff to make account. Talk to them, Mike. I try to tell people that. These people up here want to say, Ryan Garcia has over 8 million. And I'm trying to talk some FACTS, right? You know, I say, well, when I get the notification that some of these people, all these people, all these followers, right, they go live. I'm looking to see what are they grossing, and this goes for some of these channels too. You know, I'm seeing, okay, what you averaging and shit. So you have close to 100K, and you're not breaking consistent viewership over 1,000. Consistent viewership over 1,000. Then do you really truly have 100K subscribers? Now, say for instance, if you have those people that's 1,000 and they're basically donating to your channel, that's different. You have some loyal 1,000K subscribers. You have some loyal within that 100K. You have 1K who are loyal. But really, when it comes to the numbers, if you have 100K subscribers and you barely break 1,000 live viewers, then I'm like, something ain't right, shawty. Them teenagers are not following because of boxing. They both are good-looking kids with charismas like Menudo and the Jackson 5. Damn, he brought Menudo up in this motherfucker. Menudo? Damn. I thought you would have put the barge up in there, man. He brought in Menudo. Damn. It's been a minute since I heard of that group. Hold on for a second. Okay, for sure. Damn. He brought up Menudo. He said charisma like Menudo. Damn, that group came in, they left quick. The same way women don't listen to music for lyrics, but they quote every Drake line. They like who they like. Don't matter what they're Haney and Ryan fans are real, whether we like it or not. I mean, they fans can be who they are, but they have to do enough for the boxing public to want to show up to a fight, though. Even if it's PPV, you got to have a reason to want to show up to a fight to watch him. Like people are going to show up to Gervonta Davis fight because of the entertainment and potential knockout, right? People are going to show up to Teofimo Lopez for the performance and the potential knockout. They're going to show up now to Ryan Garcia just to see if he can make it. You know what I'm saying? If he can make it. The next two fights are going to be crucial for Ryan Garcia. If he indeed gets Gervonta Davis, this is going to be huge for him. Now having that, presence around here. Saul Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso, man, come on, man. Having that presence around him, this fight is going to be huge if he steps in there with Gervonta. You got to have people outside of social media that want to see you fight too. Individuals that follow you and don't follow you. But they got to know what you mean to boxing so they can pay for your PPV. I don't think he's registered that yet, even with black people. Black people know who Devin Haney is in boxing if you're on this YTBC, but he's not resonating like if you say names in boxing, the first name pop up, they say, well, Floyd Mayweather. People throw Floyd Mayweather name up there. They'll throw Floyd Mayweather name up there quickly. Like to this day, man, they would throw Muhammad Ali. You always hear Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. You would hear that. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney. You would hear these common names. Those fans might not last as their careers go on, but right now they have the attention, especially Garcia. Garcia has that attention, man. And you know what? They love his quirkiness. Seriously, they love Garcia's quirky type of humor. For him to sit up there and laugh about getting dropped. People like his quirkiness, man. I don't know how far that's going to go for him because, like I said before, you can check my lives. I feel like Garcia is going to have a short boxing career and go into Hollywood. I truly believe that Garcia is going to go into Hollywood. He's going to go into acting or something. Seriously. He's tall enough. He has the looks. He might end up on a soap opera or something. He might end up in a movie. Like you have Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz took his bumps and bruises in boxing, but he ended up on the Expendables. You know what I'm saying? You had Ronda Rousey in the movie. You had Gina Carano. Man, you had freaking next up, Andre Ward. Who's next? Who's next? I'm next. You want me to get your gear? Nah. I mean, that shit was good. Creed, man, come on, man. That's good shit. I think Ryan Garcia is going to be one of those. Gabriel Rosado, he was in Creed. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of fighters who turn to Hollywood for a little bit and make that shit happen. That's one thing that Floyd Mayweather, as much money as he has, we never really seen Floyd Mayweather on TV like that. That's wild. That just goes to show you how some people don't resonate to the Hollywood perspective. That's unbelievable. Like, they wouldn't have Errol Spence in Hollywood, especially not with no speaking part. I'm just being honest. They wouldn't give him no speaking part, y'all. They wouldn't. Even Deontay Wilder's been on the screen. Deontay Wilder's been on the screen. Who else has been up there? I know some other fighters I'm probably leaving out, but man, you have to find the dynamic. If you really want to grab hold of the audience and have them motherfuckers support you when you're sleeping, you have to do more. You just can't be on IG flashing money. You got to have your boxing career. They got to say, damn, that's a bad motherfucker right there. We want to go see him fight. Like, say for instance, I know y'all gonna trip. I know y'all gonna trip. I'm gonna tell you who has that influence. I'm gonna tell you perfectly who has that influence right now, right here. Regardless of his losses, I've seen it in person. Adrian Broner. When Adrian Broner is in the public, people gravitate to Adrian. They're going, hey, AB, how you doing? I'm telling you, people gravitate to AB, bro. Like, look, Robert Easter's with Adrian Broner all the time, right? Unless you know boxing, you would know that's Robert Easter. And Robert Easter is one of the coolest cats, man, in the game. Cool as a fan, bro. Shout out them Cincinnati cats, man. Them dudes, they come to fight regardless. But if you put Adrian Broner walked up on the spot, people's like, AB. They want pictures. AB. Robert Easter walk by. Robert Easter might walk by, and the people that's outside of boxing, they really don't know who, Robert Easter is, because he's a low-key type of dude. But if AB walk by, somebody outside of boxing and say, AB, what's good? Because he's been all over his ups and downs, man. They know who AB is. Something about his persona and the way they look to him. They show him love, people. That's real talk, man. I ain't bullshitting you. I've seen it. Gervonta damaged Ryan Garcia's face. Ryan doesn't want that. Look, Mike. I think he's gonna damage that chin first. Because look, in order for you to get your face damaged, you got to stay up on your feet long enough for that to go down. And we seen thus far Ryan get touched up. Ryan just didn't goddamn have a flash knockdown where he took a knee. You know what I'm saying? He caught himself. He didn't have that Sean Porter in the 11th round with Errol Spence type of knockdown. That's not the knockdown we're talking about. Ryan Garcia was knocked down where he rolled back on his damn shoulder. He rolled back on his shoulder, people. You got to stay up on your feet long enough to get that face touched up. You got to do what Gervonta was doing to Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what Gervonta was in there with Gamboa. Tank versus Ryan looks like Pac-Man versus Oscar. Man. I don't know, man. I can't put Tank in the same. Look, I can't. I'll be doing myself a disservice if I put Tank in the same sentence. Pac-Man. I know the scenario you're giving. I do. But goddamn it, Pac-Man's a whole nother animal when it comes to punches and bunches and putting his shit together. Goddamn, Pac-Man wrap up a motherfucking gift with a nice little bow on top. He hit you with that shit. Damn, had you all sorts of funny. Thank you. My name Pacquiao. I give you present from the Filipino nation. Man, Pacquiao, man, I can't put him in the same lineup as Tank, but Tank in a way, real talk, has his own, the only way he do business, man. Like he is a dog. He has his own type of savageness about him. He's a hunter. Tank Davis is a motherfucking predator. Tank stays on the hunt. If Ryan Garcia, let's say for instance, Ryan Garcia hurts Tank, he has to stay on Tank enough to keep on pulling that respect. He got to pull that respect out of him. He got to start landing some shots. It ain't going to just be no body shots either. Don't think that shit he landed on Luke Campbell is going to be the equalizer. Don't think for 1 second Ryan's going to go in there and be popping at the body. And then all of a sudden Tank is going to go down. Just because Ryan landed a damn body shot. Man, come on now. Ryan better hope that he's not paying too close attention on where to land that body shot and Tank come on the top with that damn left. You know what I'm saying? You might want to pay attention to that shit. Because last time I checked, one Tank of southpaw. What's going on with Luke Campbell? I mean, Ryan Garcia has to understand. He looked very fragile in there with how he's supposed to be with his foot placement and everything else. He looked out of sorts. You know what I'm saying? And when a guy looked like that out of sorts on the highest level and he gets dropped by a fighter who shouldn't have even been in that position to drop him, what do you think Tank gonna do? Tank boxing IQ is much more higher than Luke Campbell, in my opinion. The way Luke Campbell looked against Vasil Lomachenko, I didn't see that. I didn't see that Luke Campbell. I didn't see that Luke Campbell against Ryan Garcia. I did not. I'm looking for the Lomachenko Luke Campbell. I wasn't looking. I didn't see that when he was in there with Ryan Garcia. Mike Tyson at 54. Mike Tyson at 54 to this day gravitates the World Exhibition Fight 1.6 million PPV buys. Yes, man. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. He had a dance partner, though. True. He had a dance partner, Roy Jones, man. Legend, too. He had two legends in the game. It wasn't just Mike Tyson in there, but I know what you're saying. I was absolutely impressed with what I seen from both. I was impressed with what I seen from both, man. Now, will it be that way against him and Holyfield? I think if Holyfield Tyson happens again, I don't think it would be. I don't think it'll be fun friendly like that. I think they would be a little bit more serious because being that Holyfield was able to do what he was when they fought, when they was actually still competing. I think Tyson at this point in time, being able to come in there with some marijuana in his system, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think Evander Holyfield smokes like that, but being that, he can go in and get his head right, I think it's going to be a more serious bout than what people think, man. I think Mike Tyson's going to go in there and have something to prove. Garcia was out cold falling down on his feet, smacking the canvas, woke him up. Man, he needs to look, Truth. He needs to understand that shit. Like if that was Gervonta, when the ref, stands up and see if you all right, boom, boom, and resume the fight. It's no way that Gervonta is gonna take steps back and allow you to come to him like Luke Campbell did. Luke Campbell was on some bullshit. Gervonta is gonna be right there. Ref call the fight. He's gonna close distance and try to kill Ryan Garcia. Just like he was walking down Leo Santa Cruz. Gervonta is gonna try his. He gonna say, motherfucker, you still buzz? He gonna whip that motherfucking right uppercut up there. He gonna try anything and everything. Ryan Garcia gonna be like, God damn, I'm really quirky tonight. Shit. I didn't know Gervonta hit this hard. Gee, Wally. Damn, Baltimore, stand up. This dude is an animal. First and foremost, I want to apologize to Gervonta for saying that the bully actually looked like him. What I'm seeing right now in my head doesn't look like I had the right guy. It was another guy. You know what I'm saying? There's no way it was Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? But this was beyond bullying tonight. It was damn near homicide. You know what I'm saying? This guy is an absolute killer. So I think I appreciate you, Tank, for allowing me to grace the square with you. But I'm announcing my retirement tonight, people. I'm going into acting. Gervonta is just too much. I've never been hit like that before in my life. And I just feel like my career elsewhere can be more longevity-wise, more suitable for me. Period. But right now, I really need to go find a doctor because I'm not feeling well. Ryan Telenova Garcia. Man, I really hope something good happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope something comes of these fights. Okay. In about 3, let me see, January, February, March, April. April, let's hear something official. Because I know for a fact that this Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis fight will more than likely be announced February, at the beginning of February. I believe it's going to be announced at the beginning of February. Because Gervonta Davis is already in camp down there with Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? He's already in camp. Yeah. But when Ryan Garcia, father, comes out and said that he supports Ryan Garcia knocking out Gervonta Davis in 2 rounds, now that's when you have to give the cup and urine. You have to send a cup and urine and USADA Avada to their door and say, listen, listen, Mr. Garcia, I know you're not fighting, but goddamn it, we're taking a drug test today. You talking some bullshit. Now, what I need for you to do is go piss in the cup right goddamn now. You're saying that Ryan Garcia, who just got off the canvas from Luke Campbell, you're trying to tell me that he's going to stop Gervonta Davis in 2 rounds. That's what you're saying? Okay. And it's already out in the media, man. Ryan Garcia said he stands by his son 2-round KO prediction. That ain't happening. That ain't fucking happening, bro. That ain't happening. Hey, and by the way, man, before I forget, Angelo Leo. He's fighting Cool Boy Steph, man. Stephen Fuller coming up. Angelo Leo, man, he's fighting Cool Boy Steph. That's gonna be a good ass fight, man. I believe both of these cats are undefeated. That's gonna be a good ass fight. That's gonna be a good fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Let me get y'all take on this right here. Y'all tell me what you think. Do y'all believe in the energy for which Keith Thurman is bringing? Do y'all believe it? Are y'all looking at Keith Thurman as being one of these guys that's rejuvenated, and he's cut the hair, and he's been able to heal from the injuries. So for everything that he was doing or not doing when Errol Spencer's calling him out, all that shit, should we pay him any mind to get him into a good fight? Like, do y'all want to see him fight Crawford? Do y'all want to see him anytime soon? You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody should get criticism on taking their first L, it should be Keith Thurman. I know he's not a hot topic, but I just wanted to know what your thoughts was. And also, what do y'all think about Shakur Stevenson? Buddy McGirt saying Shakur Stevenson gets knocked out by Teofimo Lopez. Did y'all hear that? Buddy McGirt. He says Shakur Stevenson gets knocked out by Teofimo Lopez. This has started an all-out people. There's a lot of people talking about this. They probably blowing up Buddy McGirt's IG and saying, bro, what would make you say this? Like, why would you, what's wrong? Why Stevenson though? Why would you say that about Stevenson when they're not even nowhere close to fighting? Garcia talking about retiring from boxing at 26 and going to MMA. Boys on some Skittles. Got that Ryan Garcia on them good Skittles, boy. Them street-made Skittles. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia on those street-made Skittles, them synthetic Skittles. Ryan Garcia, man, going with that. Look, Ryan Garcia, if indeed he intends to go to the mixed martial arts, he has to understand that as flat-footed as he is, that might be to his detriment. It may be a very, very bad decision for Ryan Garcia to go into MMA. Not only that, but then you have to weigh into the 4-ounce gloves that he's going to be wearing, and the same scrutiny I place on Carissa Shields. I mean, it's just so much for you to learn. So if he's leaving boxing and being fully committed, I give him to, early part of 28 to be able to compete in the cage, you know what I'm saying, competitively as a mixed martial artist. Because he really needs to embed himself and start learning the game of mixed martial arts, not, taking a little bit of time here and then going back to boxing and then going back to mixed martial arts, training kicks. No, it's hard to stay healthy when you're mixing both of the sports together, especially when you're just starting off. You have to put in all that work. It's different if you're a veteran, you know what I'm saying? Ron sniffing like old girl and come back old thumbnail if he thinks he's going to MMA. That's my pattern. That's one of my my shits that I'm gonna use, man. Real talk. That shit's on point, bro. I like that shit. Get high with WCS Combat Sports. Man, that's creativity right there. I like how she doing. I need to call her up and see what she got going on. She still needs some of them Skittles. You know what I'm saying? I got them color-coded Skittle phonetic letters up there, shit. You know what I'm saying? The potency is different. Each color has its own potency. You know what I'm saying? Garcia about retiring. Yeah, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I'm about to bounce. Go ahead and holler at my peeps. And I'll be back on. I'm not sure if it's gonna be about boxing because we got notorious Conor McGregor, back on the scene this week. The one and only Conor McGregor is back on the scene, people. As much as I will admit to you, at one point in time early on, I was like, man, I don't fuck with this dude. He's just a big mouth Irishman who's coming over here, that don't even have the skills. And then I start nodding my head to his fights. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this dude? What? He knocked out Jose. What? Jose, my boy. And then he turns around and gets subs out. I say, man, his career is over. Nope, the Irish people, supporting his ass. Yeah, come on, Conor, you can do it. Go back for a rematch. He comes up for a rematch. And then he wins the title of Eddie Alvarez. Now he's stepping back in there with Dustin Poirier to potentially set up a big time fight to get him back in title picture. Because listen, this is how they're trying to play this shit out. They want to try to remake. This is what I'm sorting out of my mind from following the sport, right? Peep this out before you bounce. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to set Conor McGregor up for another title shot, to have him be a champion, because their plans is to once again attempt to go to the motherfucking bank by crossing him over to boxing. So it will make more sense if they try to replay what happened before. The replay was when he came and fought Floyd, he had 2 championships. This time, people already know who he is. So they're going to try to have him get a belt. And once Conor McGregor get the belt, they're going to promo the shit out of him. And they're going to try to potentially do the same thing he did the first time. That's what I'm assuming. They're going to try to link him up for a boxing match and rake a motherfucking claw hammer over the heads of these boxing fans. I'm telling you. They're going to try to come with motherfucking boulders this time. But they want Conor McGregor to have a strap. They're pushing hard to get him into a title shot. Seriously. They trying hard. They want Conor to get this title. Once to get the title, then they can start pushing for him because he wants to be a boxing champion. So they're trying to push for him to fight. And somehow, some way, whatever weight class it is now, somehow, some way, they're trying to allow Conor McGregor to fight in the boxing ring and get a title. Mauricio Suleiman, when I heard him say, sure, it's a possibility we could make that happen, I said, here we go. Mauricio Suleiman is going to try to come out with another belt just for Conor McGregor, try to rearrange the ranking system and all this shit. They're going to try their damnedest in the UFC to first give them a strap and then cross them over again for another boxing match on PPV. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I did not tell you. This is what I'm projecting they're trying to do with Conor McGregor. This is one last stand, and they're going to try to make some money. They're going to try to make money with him on the PPV fight for a title over in the UFC. And also, I believe they're going to try to make money off him for a PPV fight in boxing. Now, if you're asking me, is he the guy to make it happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. Conor McGregor has Conor McGregor's swag is like no other, y'all. Conor McGregor is a different type of dude. I'm telling you. What was that I'm looking for? What he's what he's grown into as a sports athlete is unbelievable. If there's anybody that can sell that fight after picking up a strap of the UFC and to cross over to boxing to fight and then potentially fight for a championship and it's on PPV, that's Conor McGregor. No one sells a fight like Conor. No one. That dude can sell the hell of a fight. He don't need no help. He can sell the shit out of a fight, y'all. But yeah, I just had to put that out there, bro. Teo versus Shakur in a few days at 140, 147. No, that ain't happening, man. You know, Stevenson is basically saying he's trying to collect belts at 130. So he's really looking to implement Shakur is looking to implement his clause into the Jamel Herring and Carl Frampton fight because it didn't take place December 31st of last year. You know what I'm saying? He said Ryan Garcia is going to have an OnlyFans site once he loses, if he doesn't have one already. Damn, dog. Shit, that's crazy, dog. For real. Yo, For real, we cook, man. I appreciate you pulling up. Everybody who pulled up, hell yeah. Appreciate the time. It was conducive. And I appreciate that saying, 10 lines versus 100 sheep. Real talk. I can see Ryan Garcia making a McGregor fight for the clout. They're not even in the same weight class, bro. You gotta understand, Ryan Garcia is competing at 135, bro. You know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor is competing at 155 as high as 170. There's no way, even in a boxing match, that would be something for them to make. Ryan Garcia doesn't have a big enough name to step in the ring with Conor McGregor, in my opinion. Conor McGregor would change Ryan Garcia's life. Seriously. Conor McGregor, he can fight, dog. He can fight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Conor McGregor can fight, man. I mean, for the clout, if someone wants to pay for the clout, I'm not sure how they will make that fight. Like I said with Clarissa. Clarissa went to the organization that had a weight class close enough to what she can cut down to. She was trying to compete at 154. So 155, lightweight in mixed martial arts is there. With Ryan Garcia, 135, man, it's not even close to what McGregor competes. 135 to 155, dog. 20-pound difference. You talking about muscle? It's gonna take much more than all that speed and that damn video shit, dog. I just don't know who besides Floyd is big enough if a name for Conor to fight. Listen, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised it's not a Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor too. I'm telling you. But in order for them to sell a fight with Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor needs a belt. He just can't go over here with the regular Conor McGregor and fight Floyd. And you're probably saying to yourself, I know what you're going to say. Logan Paul don't have shit. I know. But listen to what I'm trying to tell you. They're trying to hit the boxing audience and everybody. If they're able to get a live gate and everything, they're trying to hit boxing in the head with a mallet. They're trying to hit them in the head with a mallet. You know why? Because this is what they see. They see a lot of exhibition bouts popping off and people are paying money for it. So who's one of the people that's one of the best personalities out here that can make this motherfucking money? Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor can actually fight. He's been in the boxing ring with Floyd. He's actually legitimized who he is as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? We may potentially see Floyd Conor. But from my understanding, Conor says he wants to be a boxing champion. But there go the thumbnail, man. Devin Haney, you know what it is, man. Make better decisions in 2021. We look to see you step in the ring and, face some top quality opposition. And, because right now you in pursuit. We want others to be in pursuit of you. Right now, you're chasing down Teofimo, who's the man at lightweight. Remember that. For the other ones, for everyone who tuned in, trying to tune in to World Combat Sports, man, salute everyone who pulled up today. You know what it is. What up? It's your boy, Roy Jones Jr., and right now you tune in to World Combat Sports.